angle, every side, it's all real to me. I dig through the noise, cut through the lies, facts over feelings, I'm sharp like a knife. Small time streamer, no fame, no crown, but my voice is my own, I won't back down. I guess I'm too raw, too rough, too plain, but I'm spitting my heart, not chasing some game. No corporate leash, no puppet on strings, I'm free in my words, hear the truth that I bring. No big shadow shine, no glitter, no fakes, minimal effort, just me and my takes. I'm speaking the truth, let the whole world know. Small time streamer, but that's how I roll. Do my words hit hard, give the system the chills. Minimal effort, no budget, no frills. I'm carving my path, let the fire erupt. Small time dreamer with a voice that's enough. Got a webcam flicker and a beat in my chest. Bass takes in my veins, spilling facts is my quest. I'm breaking the mold, no mainstream appeal. Just a kid with a dream and a heart made of steel. I sift through the data, the left and the right. No bias, no agenda, just seeking the light. They laugh at my setup, my low-res stream, but my words cut deeper than the corporate screen. I guess I'm too raw, too rough, too plain, but I'm spitting my heart, not chasing some game. No corporate leash, no puppet on strings, I'm free in my words, hear the truth that I bring. No big channel shine, no glitter, no fakes, minimal effort, just me and my takes. I'm speaking the truth, let the whole world know. Small time streamer, but that's how I roll. Do my words hit hard, give the system the chills. Minimal effort, no budget, no frills. I'm carving my path, let the fire erupt. Small time dreamer with a voice that's enough. I'm the spark in the dark, the glitch in the code, carving my lane on this uncharted road. Million subs, no viral fame, but I'm owning the truth and I'm changing the game. I'll scream till my lungs give out, till the signal's dead. Every word that I speak is the blood that I bled. No big channel shine, no glitter, no fakes, minimal effort, just me and my takes. I'm speaking the truth, let the whole world know. Small time streamer, but that's how I roll. Do my words hit hard, give the system the chills. Minimal effort, no budget, no frills. I'm carving my path, let the fire erupt. Small time dreamer with a voice that's enough.
Man, you guys are starting off spicy tonight. Holy crap. All right, so guys, I kind of did a thing. I'm not sure how y'all are going to react. I'll put a poll out in the chat. But as you can see, we lost a little bit of length here in the span of the last 24 hours. Did the thing, I'll move the microphone so you can see for yourself. I did the damn thing. Hey, Mari. Intersecting both parts, mostly their field. Guys, let's not deviate off into discussions of transgenderism and all that. That's not what we're talking about right now. In fact, I barely have a game plan tonight for what we're even going to talk about. Yeah, no, I was getting sick and tired of having like the gray wispy hairs like sticking off to the sides. Trim, clean, dapper. Mari, I've never even played Anthem. No, I was getting sick and tired of having the beard just kind of going everywhere. Making me, oh my god. Evil twin. No, so DB Wild, I'm gonna level with you. Camera's out of focus? I don't know. Probably can't see past the chat. Hang on a second. Let me hide the chat for a second. I built new little cabinets I got from Walmart. So I'm in the process of putting these together. Got them all done. I've got one more over here. We moved the printer onto it off my wife's desk. So I'm in the process of moving everything around. And I've got my totes of all my old game consoles right here. So in this tote, I've got all my Nintendo 64 stuff. I've got my original OG Xbox. I've got my NES Advantage controllers, although I don't own an NES anymore. God, guys, this has got to be a collector's item. Look at this shit right here. Hang on. Is this missing the front cover? No, there it is. Walkthrough guides for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Thing smells awful. Pages are all frayed and falling apart, but it's still here. Yeah, the Wii Grow. Talk about gaming or transgenderism. Ideally, gaming. You've got these two? Need a dog pen in a corner? No, man, my cats and my dog, they free roam as they want to. They come and they go. So, my plan, looking fresh, thanks, Mari. My plan is to take this half here of the cubicles and unpack what I can of this stuff, right? Getting an original Xbox again, currently collecting for a PS1. Dude, let me show you guys. Hang on. So when I say I barely have a stream planned, I'm not even kidding. I've got tabs open. I've got stuff to talk about. No Zap Caller. And Susano, thanks for the 3, buddy. Appreciate it, man. Hang on. Or was it 3? It was 333, I think. Yeah. So, not in any specific order, the N64, which I'm pretty sure, I imagine still works. I don't see why it wouldn't. I don't have my original Nintendo anymore. We sold it because it stopped working, and well, we got rid of some of our Nintendo games too. I don't even know why. The only 3 relics from my childhood that I still have for the original Nintendo, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. Then, of course, we have the 3-pack Super Mario's Duck Hunt and Track Meet, which was fun. We had the power pad for that. Thing never worked properly, but it was fun. And then this baby right here. This is my pride and joy. Yeah, original Legend of Zelda. Those are now like $200. What are $200? Oh, my Game Boy's dead. My Game Boy's actually out in the garage. It doesn't work anymore. My Game Boy is fried. I got the Switch 2. It's the only reason I'm looking to do that. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't fault anybody for buying the Switch 2, although I probably am going to wait a few years on that. Oh, the games? Yeah, probably. Probably about $200. Here, I'll turn the chat back on so you guys can actually see it. Then, this baby. This is the one system that I probably owned the most games for, except for my Xbox 360. My Soul Calibur 2 GameCube with all the stickers and stuff on it. It's very, very nice. Amazingly enough, the stickers are still hanging on. You know, my fad for putting stickers on things, this is when it started right here. This is definitely when it started. Yeah, the RTX 3060 is back. Actually, I've got a tab pulled up about that. Then, of course, this baby. This thing, which if it even still works, I'd be amazed. But it was working last time I used it, last time I played it. This thing, manufacture date, February 28th, 2005. Like, hey, they, them. All right, so guys, how bad is it? How bad is it really? You actually kept all those? Yeah, I have all my same stuff. I never did mobile gaming. I have a GameCube that doesn't work, or not GameCube, Game Boy that doesn't work anymore. Game Boy, the original Game Boy, was all I ever had for mobile gaming. That was it. Analog Pocket, so you can still enjoy your Game Boy. I don't know, man. I don't really play like mobile games at all. Japanese Sega Saturn. I have a Sega kicking around here somewhere. Hang on. And of course, my childhood right here. Yeah. Like, I played on the Atari, I played on the original Nintendo, but then this guy right here, this baby, wonder if they have the manufacture date on it. Made in Japan. God, you don't see that anymore other than Nintendo. Where would the manufacture date be? I don't see a sticker with a manufacture date on it. Very interesting. Then, of course, we have in the original box from the thrift store I bought it from, Sega Saturn. This thing works, but the problem I always have with it, it only worked as far as like running the games. It never actually saved anything. It has this giant honkin' memory card here. Memory card plus. Guess what? Didn't ever save any files. So there was one day after work that I was determined to beat this game. And I'll grab the game in a second. Hang on. This bad boy right here. Dragon Force. This game, I think it took me about 12 hours straight with a new file, start to finish, to beat it. But I stayed up all night long to beat this game because I couldn't save my progress. Then, of course, we got the GameCube controllers. I've got 4 of everything because there was 4 of us. Won't mess with you. Shave looks good. Okay, I'll put a poll out there. Hang on a second. Physical boards for chess, reversey, shogi, as well as back home. A lot of people having buyer's remorse for the Switch too. I could see that being a thing. Was shaving a mistake? Now, technically, I didn't shave. I just trimmed everything off. Saturn was a great console in its time that wasn't given a proper chance. Yeah. Who's the shave baby? Hey, Mad Adam. Whereas Old Men on the Mountain, damn, I don't like the change. Nostalgia. Well, I'm not going to lie. I cut all the hair off. And, you know, it was like down to here. And I'm like, oh my God, I can see my neck. This is so weird. And then, of course, nobody in my family knew what I was doing. So I came out of the bathroom after I showered. And everybody was like shocked, right? They were all terrified. Dreamcast was interesting. I never owned one. But yeah, it's fun. Didn't even put any numbers in my first video. Did it really well. 85 views for a brand new channel. Well, okay, Richie, the thing is that according to Camelot and a few other people, YouTube is prioritizing new channels over old ones, apparently. I can't verify that for myself, but I don't know. My kid, he's got 148 subscribers, and anytime he puts out a short or whatever, he gets like a couple thousand views on it. Granted, he likes to do like football predictions and playoff predictions and stuff, so. New Year super fresh? Yeah, I kind of feel like that's a good thing to do. So now what I got to do is I got to go through these totes. And I got to decide what's worth putting in the space that I have and what needs to go back in the garage. To be honest, I don't want to put any of it away. I'd like to have all of it out, but that's not going to happen, unfortunately. Okay, I think the other tote is just all of my N64 and Super Nintendo games. Minor fact, the Xbox controllers are Dreamcast controllers with updates. I could see that. Proud of me not looking like a Viking. Dude, she actually was fine either way. She likes the trimmed look. But she also knows that for me, I kind of enjoyed letting it just grow. Does also have to do with the whole Venezuela thing. I mean, a lot of people are making connections to the Iraq war. Fair enough. Yeah, very fair. Same design concepts behind him. Oh, okay. Okay, I could see it. I'm too rusty on the guitar. I have an acoustic guitar and my old electric that I've had that guitar since I was 12. So going on 28 years. It was my 12th birthday present. And unfortunately, some of the pickups don't work anymore. Like, it still plays. You can still plug it in, it still plays. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll get back into guitar this year. I didn't really make a New Year's resolution, to be honest. I was kind of like, I was over the whole New Year's thing. Unfortunately, New Year's Eve was kind of a shit show, so I wasn't feeling it. The Iraq War actually began in 1998. I mean, you could trace certain things back before that even. Oh, we're talking about what's his face? Dude, I thought about making a video about the Venezuela guy, but honestly, I've got such mixed feelings on it. I'm like, I'm not even going to touch that one. My wife's very controlling. I wish I could have a clean shave. The best shave you can ever have is a straight single blade. I have never had a single blade from a barber. I've never done that. Never gone and treated myself to that kind of shave. To be honest, it wouldn't be worth the money for me. If I shave this off, this would be back in a week. My length that I had, that was 1 year. Okay. Used to have an acoustic back in the day. I was never really good with it. Don't quite have the finger dexterity to handle frets. See, I never got into piano or keyboard. For me, that was not anything that I really play as a song when you get a certain number of subscribers. Dude, if I ever get out of my deficit that I'm in, that'll be a miracle. Okay, and I'm not complaining. I'm over here like, look, honestly, I haven't been keeping up with my channel enough to really complain about like the backward slide that I'm in. So it's whatever. It's fine. I just personally, I'm trying to not set too many goals for myself, you know? Maduro, funnily enough, was a bus driver. Yeah, I heard he was like a delivery driver or something, right? Something of that nature. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so I appreciate you guys for hanging out. Like I said, tonight's going to be kind of a mixed bag because I really wanted to get some of this stuff put out. I play the steer. Dude, I play the dashboard, the steering wheel drums. I play all. Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of that. At least now you won't get shot for wearing a vest. What do you mean by that? You mean because of the beard? He was the delivery driver for the cartels. Oh, man. It's all over everything social, and woke freaks freak out, and based people are still based. Yeah. Yeah, no, Mad Adam, I'm right there, dude. I'm right there. I'm like, look, Maduro, bad. Trump getting rid of him, okay. Do I want to get ourselves involved in anything else with any other country? No. Am I going to cry about it? No. Decided to stream so we could watch you stalk yourselves. No. It's more of my, like, in the back of my brain, I know if I have this stuff pulled out just to kind of show you guys, I'm going to have to deal with it at some point, which means maybe tomorrow after I go home from work, I'll try to work on unloading some of it. I mean, I've already got a better looking setup back here than I had before. Before it was like this really, really crappy old book, you know, like Walmart bookcase. So, yo, Geekazu, how you doing, buddy? For once, at least the Venezuela people seem fine with it, so it's not the worst intervention. Right, it's not... Dude, look, you can do something technically illegal or technically unethical or technically immoral or technically wrong or whatever term you want to put on it and still have a positive outcome or still have a generally favorable view of it. People can generally enjoy it. Who's Clara? Oh, she's a meme account. I have this video here that you guys have to watch. It's creepy as hell. Anime drawing? No, let me show you. Hang on. So, this is not a one-for-one picture of my old pug. It was a picture that my mom saw at an art show that she went to. But because I had a pug, and the faces are somewhat similar, she picked this up for me. I've had this thing in plastic for about 10 years now. But, yeah, it's a pretty cool drawing. Yo, Moxie! How are you doing? Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Hey, welcome in, raiders. Sorry, guys. I'm just showing off my knickknacks and shit in my office. Hang on. On a sadder note, I have my ashes of my dog and my cat sitting right in front of the picture right back here. These boxes here and here are Gidget and Chanel. So yeah, my pug didn't look exactly like that, but she was cute. Face only a mother could love. Hey, B-Man. Trump might attack Canada. He works for Putin. I don't think he's going to attack Canada. I don't think so. That would be insane. People have talked about him attacking Greenland. I don't know. I just don't see that happening. Yo, Seabrew. Yeah, no, I miss my pug. I miss her, but now I've got 2 more cats and a dog now, so we're stocked up on animals. guitar and everything. Well, yeah, now it's just a prop. It's basically like the guitar is like my Kaya. If the guitar starts moving around, I'll just zap it or something. I don't know. No, I appreciate it though. It's like I knew that even though I have to share the office, like I was working on my wife's desk over here. I put another one of these black cube sets right here. I moved her printer off her desk. I moved her little label printer off that side of the work table over here. So I'm trying to get her whole setup over on this side cleaned up, the part that you guys can't see. Oh, damn, Seabrew, mine only made it to 13. But she had massive health issues, like really bad health. That being said, so I'm just trying to make everything in here just more, not just look nice. Again, there's that vanity side where you want to have a cool looking setup behind you and all that. But personally, I just want everything in here to look clean, you know, not cluttered, all that kind of crap. 19 is crazy. My pug, she actually, I had to put her down because at about 13, after eye trauma and ligament issues and muscle issues and breathing issues, her trachea started collapsing. So when I finally had to put her down, was because she was getting recurring pneumonia from her trachea collapsing and forcing water into her lungs, which was going to be a recurring issue until she eventually died from pneumonia. So it was one of those things where even if I hadn't put her down, she probably wouldn't have survived much longer anyways. No Somali barber for the trim. Now, dude, my wife, the kids, they got me this gag gift. I'm gonna say it's a beard trimmer, like a apron that you Velcro on around your neck and you suction cup it to your mirror so that everything falls into the apron. I did not do that. I'm like, I refuse to suction cup this thing to the mirror and look like an idiot. But I laid it over the sink so I wouldn't get hair everywhere. 51st, dude, I don't want any more states. I think we have a few too many states as it is. Let's go back to like 35 states. Better looking than Asmongold's background? Yeah, but I don't have Asmongold's money. I would trade my nice little office setup for Asmongold's money. I'd take his paycheck. Normally get around 15 years with my dogs. They're large breeds. Yeah, no, large breeds tend to definitely die a lot younger. No, so Mari, it's an apron, like you go to a barber and they put around you, but instead you Velcro it around your neck and then you take little suction cups and you stick them to the mirror so that everything falls into the apron. Pugs, being small dogs, tend to be more like 15 to 20, I think, but the problem again is pugs are naturally prone to a lot of health issues. I mean, Moxie, she's got like 3 of them, I think, so I'm sure she understands. Let's see. I'm not getting a pug. These dogs are... Yes, they are high maintenance. You wouldn't believe. Oh my God. Anybody would take his paycheck if they had, you know... Yeah, if they... I'm not going to say if you had a brain, because some people don't want money. Some people think money is going to make all of your problems worse. Me, my only problem is money. DLSS 4.5 with 5. You know, honestly... I've got such mixed feelings on the whole DLSS thing. We'll jump into that in a second because I do have some stuff about that we can talk about. My anxiety-filled Labradoodle back. Dude, I'm telling you, before I had my dog, I was not a fan of poodles. I was not a fan of anything poodle-related. And then I adopted this dog from my mom, and it's like all of a sudden I'm seeing all these poodle breeds, and I'm like, oh, that's a cute dog. And it's like, what am I doing, man? Asmongold barely uses his money. Oh, I know. You're downloading the NVIDIA driver now? Oh man, dude, I have, I'm on Radeon, and to be honest, with the drivers for Radeon recently, I actually went back and installed the older driver because the newer one was screwing with my computer. And then I waited like a month and a half and installed the new drivers, and it seems to be doing okay now, but yeah, more money, we can help others, exactly. Not that most people would, but absolutely you could. Oh yeah, Shiba Inus, yeah. All the NVIDIA crap is ruined gaming and optimization. Well, we'll get into some of that in a bit. Mari was asking about this Clara account. So I want to show you guys this video that I saw because I didn't get all the way through it. It creeped me out like nothing I've ever seen. Had Huskies. I loved Huskies. Huskies are hard, though. They're high maintenance. Wait. Hassan's down 30,000 subs, so he's looking to have a debate with Asmon. Holy crap, man. That's pathetic. Watch, I'm going to shut the door, and then one of the cats or the dog is going to try to get in. Just this is 5 minutes. I'll give it 5 minutes. Let's see. Let's see how long it takes. Shiba Hana, John hates balls and walking. She only sits and sleeps. Yeah, there you go. Debate Destiny instead. Dude, but Destiny debating Hassan is just like two retards fighting. Why would you do that to yourself? Oh, man. A Bouvier? Large dog breed built for herding cows. That's got to be the French name, right? Is that anything like a Bordeaux Bulldog, like, you know, Turner and Hooch dog? Dude, I love freaking Bernese Mountain Dogs. I would get a Bernedoodle. I don't know if you guys have seen that, the Bernese Poodle mix. It's a seriously good-looking dog. It's a really cool dog. All right, this here says definite serial killer vibes from this. Check this shit out. Hang on. It's only like 1 minute and 42 seconds. I'm not sure how loud the volume is.
Today we're serving a serious main dish. We split an Australian lobster down the back. Take a data cable, pull next. Chicken skin is cut according to the wall size.
Oh my
Hollowed
God.
out in the center and fitted with a wire mesh. The finished walls are placed on top. Abalone,
hang on.
peppercorns, and skirt meat are rolled into a seafood.
Why did they just put it inside the chicken? Wait. Why did they just put it inside the chicken? I don't even like that chicken cordon bleu where they put cheese or whatever inside the chicken or ham or whatever. As you do, yes. How much do they charge for that crap? Oh my God. Why? Why? Bouvier de Flanders, yes. French breed. When shaved, they look like a giant schnauzer. Oh, interesting. They can either get curly or... But that sounds like my dog. My dog, I'm telling you, even though he's a poodle Shih Tzu Yorkie mix, he gets like really... I love lobster and chicken, but not this. Yeah. He gets really like... not coarse hair. It mats together like almost like a sheepdog or something. Assuming if you don't sub to him, he finds you. I'm worried now. Now I'm worried I have to go find his channel and sub so he doesn't cook me and eat me. Like, holy crap, dude. That is the weirdest thing. I stopped about 30 seconds in. Play the last 10 seconds again? Yeah. So, yeah. So after he takes the soup out of the chicken, he puts
into the soup to finish the dish.
Hey, at least he used reduced sodium soy sauce. I mean, he's health conscious, right? Check his hard drives. Yeah, no shit. Oh, man. That's something else. I don't know if you guys care anymore, but there's a trend going on. Mission abort. Hey, Synomics. With Stranger Things. All this that we've talked about with Stranger Things. Conformity Gate. Have you guys heard about this? Looks Hindu. Yeah, I mean, it looks Buddhist, I think, isn't it? It looks... I can't remember which one it is. Pretentious rich people food. Yeah, exactly. The ending that isn't. Ever since the finale of Stranger Things premiered, a theory started going viral that the last episode of the series is a hoax that shows us a reality that isn't real. Yeah, no, dude, the level of cope with this show is insane. Why? Initially because many felt that the ending had strange moments or ones that were out of character. That's called bad writing. Dude, the amount of cope people are making for this show because of really bad writing is unreal. Dude, it is highly overrated, but it's specifically this season. I have never seen so much like heavy lifting that the fans are doing. Show's getting hate on like crazy. Well, so again, the thing about it is, if my kids, they watched 2 more episodes of the first season tonight. I'm going back and rewatching the entire first season and with a different mindset now. And I'm like, this show should have ended after 1 season. It really should have ended after 1 season. Oh, they were just talking about this like 20 minutes ago? I didn't know that. That's crazy. Don't go for reduced sodium. Sodium is much healthier preservative than other chemical preservatives. Oh, sure. That's like diet soda. People who drink diet soda instead of regular soda. Newsflash, guys, that sugar substitute is far worse for you than sugar. Let's see. It says the graduation scene with trees that looked like autumn, not spring. Empty posters, and part of the epilogue, the colors and decisions the characters made didn't feel natural. Again, bad writing. In several scenes of the last episode, a box game called What's It appears, similar to how the kids called Henry during the season. To top it off, Netflix released a trailer that on January 7th will make an important announcement while it references several series on the platform. Fans believe it's linked to Stranger Things and add that the countdown to destroy the Upside Down starts with a code that, if added up from the exact moment the episode aired, results in January 7th. This is like when people see things or read things in Taylor Swift lyrics where they think that they have like a code that she's speaking in. It's insane. It was supposed to only be 1 season according to Nerdrotic. I believe it. I believe it. What happens when bad writers don't know what to do after leaked info? Dude, okay. It's like horror games. If it lasts too long, it's gonna kill the horror. Exactly. It killed all of the horror, and then they built it back up for season 4. And I know a lot of people, there's mixed feelings on seasons 3 and 4. Season 4 recaptured that horror element that the show was missing. You kind of low key love it, dude. Honestly, it is pretty funny to watch. Now, Anthony Starr, Homelander from The Boys, shared this apparently on Instagram. This is pretty funny. I can't play the audio because it's Creed, and so it's going to get copyright claimed. I'm going to turn down the audio. You guys will probably figure out what song it is, right? But it's the scenes from Stranger Things combined with, started off super loud. I'll probably just have to go erase that segment from the stream, but whatever. I don't know. I'm like, okay, that would have redeemed the entire final episode in my opinion. Of course, it doesn't make it any, less ironic that I saw Creed in concert for the first time earlier this summer, but yeah. I'm like, all right, that would have improved it massively right there. So, in terms of all the inconsistencies and the Duffer Brothers coming out and saying all this like half-assed stuff, talking out of both sides of their mouth, basically admitting they don't have a reason for anything that they did. Apparently, yesterday, Matt Duffer said that he regrets doing post-finale interviews, asking fans to cut him some slack. No, man. You guys got paid like hundreds of millions of dollars for this. You're not getting any slack. I'm sorry. Says, I'm not in a good place. Like, why the hell did we do any of them yesterday is beyond me. I'm like fried. I was getting over the flu. So anyone mad at any answers we gave you yesterday, just cut me some slack. I'm sorry. No. This is such cope. And then, of course, Netflix has announced one last adventure, the making of Stranger Things 5, a behind-the-scenes documentary on the show's 5th and final season. It's going to be interesting when that comes out to see how many non-answers we still get. They look like bad Ryan Johnson clones. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. You are not kidding. Oh my god, man. Yeah, they just did it. Literally, guys, I was thinking about this watching it, and in season 1, there's a scene where the bullies are trying to hurt or kill one of the kids, and then 11 comes up and breaks one of their arm and saves the boys. They go to the police station, and the boy who got his arm broken calls them the losers, which is the exact word that they use for the Losers Club in It. Like, the parallels between both It and Stranger Things, it's insane, man. They're way too old. Talking about the kids? Or these guys here, 100% groomers? I mean, Geek, you were the one that was saying that about Holly, about the casting of the little girl for Holly in this recent season. I don't know much about that, but there's probably something there. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, I don't know if you guys saw this. This is not that big of a deal. I'm not going to care about this movie at all. The actors? Yeah, no, the actors are way too old. It took too long to film 5 seasons, man. It took them 10 years. That's what happens, But apparently in this Hunt for Gollum movie that we're getting that nobody asked for, and quite frankly, I don't understand. Does anybody else get this? Why are we getting, other than money, Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum? It's obviously going to take place between between Fellowship of the Ring and Two Towers, right? When the elves of Mirkwood are looking for Gollum after he escapes Mordor. The hunt for more money? My god. Spaceballs made a joke ahead of their time right there. You did like the Purple Rain scene? That's it? Yeah. Well, even that is debatable. Have you seen Geek? Somebody was pointing out how the intimacy coordinator for Stranger Things was probably had their hands full. Mike, when he's holding 11 in the telepathic vision she's communicating to him in at that last moment during the Purple Rain scene, right? He's got his hands like on her shoulder like this. Like his fingers are like straight out. He doesn't even put his hands on her shoulder like a normal person would. It is the weirdest thing. Rather see a movie about a War of the Last Alliance? That's not going to happen. Dude, instead of Rings of Power, we should have gotten something that was a faithful adaptation of some of the stories from like the Silmarillion and the Second Age. But instead, what we got was dog shit Rings of Power, The realized Rings of Power failed, so they want to reuse the thing everyone loves. Dude, Rings of Power Season 3, I think it is coming out this year. I mean, they're still trying. they're not giving up yet. I think the plan with Rings of Power was to go full 5 seasons like Stranger Things. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were talking like 5 seasons. But then the black guy can get his hands full with Max. Dude, that was actually genuinely a little creepy. And I'm not one of these people that gets bothered by actors acting. I mean, acting is what it is. You're supposed to be in an intimate relationship. People are going to be handsy with each other. But that last scene between him and Max, I don't know. There was some weird vibe going on there. Especially when you find out that Sadie Sink, when she was like 15, basically like they forced her to kiss him or whatever because they knew it would make her uncomfortable. It's creepy, dude. There's some really weird shit going on there. Prince didn't have his fingers insured at the time, so he couldn't risk burning them on some hot bitch. No, Granola, I was talking about Lucas and Max from Stranger Things. Yeah, no, she moved back from him, dude. It was the weirdest thing, man. It was planned for 5 seasons? Yeah, I mean, who knows, man. Because they're contractually obligated to. This will be interesting to see. But apparently, Elijah Wood and Ian McKellen are both going to be in this. This is the part I don't understand. How is it possibly going to work? And I know that they'll just DH them, right? But have you seen either one of these people recently? Have you seen either one of them? I'm so sick and tired. And look, okay, I was a big fan of the Mel Gibson Passion of the Christ film. I thought it was a pretty fantastic film. But he's getting Jim Caviezel to come back for the quote-unquote sequel, right? The second half of the story, the resurrection and all that. How is Jesus going to be 20 years older after 3 days in the tomb? AI, yeah, I hate that. I really hate that. The woke writer's magnum opus, much like how Concord devs thought they'd have movies and TV shows and crap. Oh my god, dude. Well, Unknown 9 Awakening did the same thing. Unknown 9 Awakening was supposed to be this entire standalone, like this whole book series and shows, and yeah. You thought McKellen passed away? No, he's still kicking. Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart are both still kicking. I didn't see Yellow Jackets. Beardless. Well, I'm not beardless, to be fair, and I'm going to let it grow back out, guys. I'm going to let it at least fill back in. Problem is I couldn't trim it to a certain length beyond surface level because I'm not a barber. Appreciate it, though. I didn't either, Geek. My wife and I, we were going to sit down the day after Christmas and watch all the Lord of the Rings movies. Then it's like, okay, we'll do it on New Year's. Well, guess what? We had so much other crap going on. Beardless adjacent. Guys, do you remember... How many of you were here when I shaved myself completely clean back in 2024 on Halloween? Okay. Well, no, Mari, I'm going to let it fill in. I'm not going to keep it, like, short. I probably won't let it go full, like, you know, Duck Dynasty again or whatever. The poll looks good, though. What, we're sitting at 92%? No, damn. All right. So far, so good. What was I saying? A trim beard is still a beard. Exactly, Susano. Exactly. Unknown Now was so funny. They jumped so hard in the plans. They wanted a whole franchise without a single... Dude, that's the crazy part. Imagine saying we have this concept for a video game, but it's more than a video game. This is like a Michael Scott type moment. It's not just a game. It's an experience. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And it's like, you don't even have a finished product yet. Like, how can you sell the finished product if you don't even have anything to base it to go off of? It's the craziest thing. All right, let's see here. What do we have next? Oh, guys, you see this thing? Bella Ramsey, and I love how everyone is politically correct and says they instead of she. Bella Ramsey says they are still open to playing Spider-Man. I'm still up for it. And of course, this came from an interview from Variety, of all places. You all know Variety. I can tell you right now, I know exactly who the person interviewing her is. Robot Head says, 2 years ago, this would have been a done deal. Please make it happen. More wondering how the Netflix impacts the games for this? No sweat, Richie. Take it easy. Potato. Spooderman. Yeah, I said spider potato. They'll read this sentence and somehow not think that they feel so oddly used. Still open to playing Darth Vader. Exactly. Geek, I do that all the time, and I either get blocked or ignored. It just doesn't have the impact it used to. Hey, Empress, good morning. All right, so I have to hear this for myself. Hang on. And I guarantee it has got to be the guy with the high-pitched voice.
I know we got a lot of attention.
Oh my god, yep. Like clockwork. Is he the only guy that Variety has? Does anybody even know his name? Like, is this guy legitimately the only person they have? Don't police speech, but the grammar just doesn't read right. It's because it's retarded, okay? People can call themselves whatever they want to. They can say whatever they want to. They can identify however they want to identify. It doesn't make it not retarded. No, Mari, it's a she. It's a girl. Bella Ramsey is a female actress, but she's an oddball, weirdo product of, growing up in Hollywood who identifies as they, them. So it's a girl. It is legitimately a girl. For a place called Variety, they really have a lack of variety interviewers for real. Oh, thanks, Empress. Yeah, again, the trim, it was well past due. Everybody just like that. Just go away, lady, but they still pushing her, of course. Yeah, exactly. Zesty sugar pants.
The last time we talked, when you said you would love to be Spider-Man.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh,
Bella Ramsey would make a great Gollum. No, not Bella Ramsey. No, the bald chick off of Wicked. Her or Ariana Grande. Cynthia Erivo or Ariana Grande. I just combined Ariana and Cynthia. Wow. Bet she transitions. I don't think she needs to. I mean, honestly.
Any movement on that?
Listen, I'm in the colours. That was an accident. No, listen. It's so funny. Just
Good question, Black Hat.
comment can make such a stir, it turns out. Listen, I'm still up for it, but I've not actually thought twice about it since, to be honest. So
I feel like you're going to think about it again. You're wearing the color.
I am. That was
Accident.
Maybe it's fake.
Well, you can tell too. She's no longer a child. She's an actual grown woman now, and she's flat as a board, so probably wearing a chest binder of some sort. This is definitely pre-transitioning, or is she forcing an accent? No, I think she's British. No, she's not a boy. She's a chick, but YouTube super chat sage advice: if you aren't the aggressive type, you don't have to smash or punch the like button. You can tickle it too. I always tell people hit it twice, but then I'm like, no, wait, don't do that. Just once. Why are her side teeth yellow? I saw that. I think it was some sort of distortion with the camera because it went from her teeth here to the side of her face. And then here they look white again. I think it might have just been distortion from the camera lens, like there's something on the lens itself. If not, that's really weird. No, definitely see some discoloration there. I don't know. I'm not here to pick apart Bella Ramsey's teeth, for God's sake. That's what she always wears, Empress, is always something like this. Who the fuck is this guy? Need more Elliot Page to tell us how hard it is to be men. They're just yellow? I mean, she's British. Not to throw any shade at the English, but they're known for having bad teeth. I mean, yeah, my teeth have stains and stuff on them. Hell, I got a tooth right here that I've been ignoring for about almost 2 years now that I should have had a root canal or had pulled by now, but I'm just whatever. So, war habit, that's the thing. Nobody really knows. Google, you can do it on your own. Google Bella Ramsey's parents, right? And here, I'm going to do it on my phone, just to verify what I'm telling you right now. Last I heard, people might know who her dad is, but I'm pretty sure nobody knows who her biological mother is. Who is, let's see, Bella Ramsey's, I can't even spell Ramsey right now, parents. Alex Ramsey is her dad. Looks just like her. That is incredibly unfortunate. Holy crap. Huh. What condition does Bella Ramsey have? Autistic? No, that's not what autistic looks like. Let me see here. I don't see anything about her mother. Nothing about her mother. He's a trumpeter. Oh, hang on a second. Alex and Naoko? I don't know. All I see are pictures of Bella with her father. Super Saiyan Asperger's. Test tube baby. I mean, a lot of people feel like A lot of people feel like there's some fetal alcohol syndrome there. I mean, there's something weird with the face, man. Oh man, I wouldn't normally make fun of people, but when you have a Napoleon complex, I'll call you short. The funny thing, QC jerks, I didn't realize until recently that Napoleon wasn't even short. That was a lie that was spread by the English to try to like undermine him. No pun intended there. She was decent in Game of Thrones. I didn't watch Game of Thrones, man. Oh, so she can look like a cabinet. Bella Ramsey's British female born with fetal booze syndrome and grew up to have a face resembling the key ingredient of what her mother drank while pregnant. Vodka is made from potatoes. Oh my god. Autism doesn't really have a look, though some forms of it can. He was shorter than me, but almost everyone is. Yeah, no, see, he was average height back then. The thing was, he was just a normal average height guy, but it was the other thing. Oh, so the other bot had to? No, actually, H. Brown, I think the bot on Discord actually finally worked for once. All right, so getting into some of the NVIDIA stuff, we'll cover this briefly here real quick. She was fermented by potato and bacon. Well, you know, they say you are what you eat, right? Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao. That's not how you spell Chow. It's Ciao. C-I-A-O, isn't it? War Habit, you got 2 inches on me, man. Okay. I am vertically disabled. Vertically challenged. You should give it a chance. But Geek, here's the thing. Jumping into Game of Thrones now would be like watching Star Wars for the first time now. You know how it's going to end. That's the thing. It's like, why start now if you already know that the entire ending is dog shit? Do you just pretend the final season doesn't happen? Like, what do you do with that? How do you come to terms with the fact of starting a series where you know it ends in a terrible, miserable, awful, no good, horrible way, right? Well, I'm not under 5'6". No, I'm not under 5'6". I feel bad for those who are unfortunately shorter than me. I think anybody 5'6" and up, you kind of escaped a horrible, horrible fate. You wait for the book like everyone else. Oh my god, man. That is the craziest thing that the book still isn't out yet. That is... George R.R. Martin might be the laziest sack of shit to ever exist. All right. Microsoft just renamed the Microsoft 365 Office app to Microsoft 365 Copilot app. The rollout was announced to begin in January 2025. Susano, you were talking about this minimal growth. No. I'm vertically challenged. I'm not horizontally challenged. Don't mix up the two. Almost nowhere is averaging above 6 feet. Yeah, Susano, you were saying on the last stream that you actually use Copilot, I think. Have this and Copilot are now the same thing? I don't quite understand. But apparently this is kind of a big deal. Well, excuse me. This one here says Microsoft is so effing stupid. Microsoft renamed Microsoft Office to Microsoft 365 Copilot app. I'm not joking. My gay lisp. Yeah, my gay guys, I was legitimately had a lisp as a kid. My mom told me when I was like about maybe 11 or 12 years old. She's like, "Oh, well, we didn't say anything because we thought it was cute." I'm like, "Wait, you're kidding, right?" Stream froze and he was talking to me. Did it freeze for anybody else? Anybody? Let's see. Performance window. Y'all know what this is, right? This is the thing. For whatever reason, my internet can be fine during the day, but the minute that I go to stream at night, when anybody else in the house is down, not doing anything, hell, I'm not even on the same Wi-Fi network as my Roku in the other room. Just a jump scare. Oh my god. What's crazy, it's not even showing on my end. Maybe that was a YouTube thing. Yo, Equilibrium, did it freeze on your end also? Over on Kick? I'm curious. Now every stream we're gonna diagnose it. Occasional time lapses. 3 to 5 a.m. my internet goes to shit sometimes. Well, it's not that time here. It's only 10:30 my time right now. Oh, it did freeze on your end too. Okay, so it was a Streamlabs thing apparently. You have research modes, chat GPT modes, has experimental modes that I use, which are in Microsoft Labs. War Habit, you're not kidding. I went from in my apartment for 10 years where my internet, well, part of it's not just the internet. Part of it's because I'm so far from my router and there's no cable outlet in this room. I told you guys, I looked into it after the last stream when I talked about it. I'm like, all right, how hard is it going to be to run cable from the cable box outside over to this wall, run it up into the office, put a hole in the wall, and then, and I looked into it. It's like, oh, here's all the things that could go wrong. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I will have to pay somebody else to do that. Just saying, they don't make it clear that they're different things, and that Office version has a ton of different modes it can use. I stopped using Office a while ago, and now I'm being convinced to never touch it. Yeah, if I could avoid it, I would. Now it says, welcome to the Microsoft 365 Copilot app. Formerly Office lets you create, share, and collaborate all in one place with your... Dude, I hate cloud-based software. I absolutely hate it. Wi-Fi repeaters. So the thing about... I looked at, like, Wi-Fi extenders and all that. And the problem with Wi-Fi extenders, in fact, I bought one and then I returned it to Amazon because I was worried it wasn't going to do enough, is that although they will extend the range of your Wi-Fi, it doesn't increase the strength as far as I understand it, even if you have like a whole mesh system, because they're essentially, it weakens the signal of the Wi-Fi itself, but it extends it further because you're splitting it up between like different areas of the house. I just need to run a cable from the cable outlet either in the dining room or... I think my daughter has a cable jack in her room I could probably run off of and run it along the ceiling or whatever, make it kind of indiscreet. I don't know. I just use now LibreOffice when I want to use something in Word. Oh, Libre. I didn't hear about that one before. WPS. Something wrong with the audio. Oh, hang on. Guys, is there an echo? Y'all, if there's an echo and you didn't tell me, oh, I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to be so mad. Hang on a second. I didn't check the sound settings before I started the stream. You don't hear an audio issue? Does it sound like the usual microphone? Because it might be trying to use my webcam's microphone. No. No, we're on HyperX Quadcast and Realtek audio speakers. We're good there. You're getting no audio? Why are your chats getting nixed when there's nothing bad in them? Asking if you have an addict to run cable through that. It wouldn't let you type that. Weird. They can increase it, but that's not what they're generally meant for. Too much to be explaining radio signals. Yeah, dude, it's a very complicated thing. Maybe you hit mute. God, guys, we're having all sorts of issues tonight, aren't we? Well, the overall majority are saying you can hear me, so I don't think it's a me thing for once. For once, it's not me. So this guy, Brendan, responded and said it's dumb and brand destroying, yes, but note that the brand destruction actually happened back in 2020 when they renamed Office to Microsoft 365, and it didn't have anything to do with AI. There's no mute on the cell. My volume's over halfway up. I don't know, man. That's really weird. Especially given the fact that I haven't changed anything on my microphone. I can still see the mic audio is nice and loud on my end. I don't know, man. Try exiting the stream and restarting. Yeah. Sorry, dude. That sucks, but at least this one's not on me for once. All right, so this says here, for businesses as Microsoft 365, the brand was first introduced at Microsoft Inspire in 2017 as an enterprise subscription product. God, I hate subscription products. Succeeding the secure, productive enterprise services released in 2016 and combining Windows 10 Enterprise and Office 365 Business Premium and the Enterprise Mobility. God, why are there so many different things? Advanced Threat Analytics, Azure Active Directory, the Information Protection, Cloud App Security, and Microsoft Intune. Microsoft 365 is sold via Microsoft and its cloud services reseller network. God. On March 30th, 2020, Microsoft announced that the consumer plans of Office 365 would be rebranded as Microsoft 365. And that's where we are today, essentially. And if you're watching on the YouTube app, there is a mute if you tap the speaker icon. Yeah, you can mute it. Just, it's not easy to do. Stream is 10,000 times better. Dude, anything is better than last week. That was insane. I mean, other than just straight up ending the stream and restarting it, I don't know what I could have done. This matters. Microsoft is focused on contracts, not branding per se, and not really marketing. Oh, we also knew that they were going to do this years ago. Yeah. it seems like this has been in the works for a while now. So I understand it sounds confusing and chaotic and awful, and to be honest, it probably is. But I feel like it's something Microsoft's been working on for a while now, you know? Hey, you can be an Xbot and still hate Microsoft. You can do the same thing. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Brings us all together as a family. Hey, you know what? That'll change once I actually somehow get a router to plug into in the office here, but until then, that's a good way to look at it. So they have all the software, but few know about it unless they're in contracts with Microsoft. Fair enough. That makes sense. So Legendary Drop says, when they do open pre-orders on the Xbox Series 365, Copilot, Azure X Cloud, electronic video game console, PC, hybrid X. I want to know what manner of AI he used to create this god-awful monstrosity. This thing looks awful. Holy crap. There you go, Cage. Would you buy one of these things, whatever the hell this is? Xbox isn't Microsoft. They're not even the same company. Just one owns the other. Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, I feel like a lot of times Microsoft doesn't have a clue in hell what Xbox is even doing. It's one of those situations where, again, one hand doesn't know what the other one's doing. With that, it better sound like a motorbike. Yeah, exactly. You actually like that look with the spoiler on top and the exhaust on the side? I don't know, man. That's crazy. That, and what is it? Is it mounted on something? I get that this is AI, so it's not going to be exactly like, makes sense, but I guess it's sitting on a car hood with it because there's the windshield, but like if there's like a mounting bracket or something down here, that or it's just like feet for it to sit on. I don't know. Managed to kill Forza, they're close, and Halo. Dude, killing Halo, one of the greatest crimes against humanity. It's just nuts. Looks like a F1 DRS. Feel that Xbox was completely taken by Microsoft. No, so yeah. Nobody having a clue what my Xbox is doing. I love that monster. It's so bad. Really? I get that this is a joke, but I actually want to make it. Dude, just take an Xbox and strap a spoiler on the damn thing, man. It should be red because red adds performance. Oh my god. All right. Somebody had asked about the DLSS stuff, and maybe you guys in the chat will have more opinions on it. I don't tend to have a very strong take on a lot of stuff with things like artificial frame generation and all that. But this says here, NVIDIA introduces DLSS 4.5, adds super resolution updates and dynamic multi-frame generation. Let's click on the link and see if we have more details. DLSS 4.5 super resolution will be supported by all RTX GPUs, 20, 30, 40, and 50 series. Dynamic 6-time frame generation launching in spring 2026 as an RTX 50 exclusive feature. Xbox Series X sounds like a sports car already. Fair enough. Not enough RGB. Yes, needs more RGB. Absolutely. Dude, that's the thing. My new computer case, I put a picture of it on Twitter earlier today because it's an all-white case with white fans, black motherboard, black RAM sticks, black cables. You know, pretty nice combination of black and white with color. And somebody's like, no, it needs more fans. I'm like, it's got 7 fans. Where else would you put them? He took an AI image of it and just like filled the whole thing full of fans, like, you know, only fans. I'm like, dude, no. But you know, I like the RGB. I definitely like more of a clean, solid color look, though. None of that rainbow unicorn puke. RTX 5090 is going to be $5,000 in 2026. Correct. So plus 5 frames per second makes sense. Every frame is 1,000. Pay pigs. Been Xbox since 07 because Bioshock. You've never played Halo? Oh my god, dude. How could you never play Halo? What? What? Come on, man. I understand not playing Halo now. Kind of like not going back and trying to like play nostalgia games when you have no nostalgia. Dan's OnlyFans. I'll give you my only feet, my little hobbit feet. Some more fake frames means more jitter and whatnot. Most people can't see that. I wish I couldn't. Right. GPU has 0 LEDs, same with RAM. So my RAM sticks and my GPU both have LEDs. Now, the Steel Legend, the AS ROG Steel Legend 9060 XTs, the ones that have the LEDs, the software is dog shit. It barely works. I finally got it working again after putting the PC in the new case. Somehow, by a sheer miracle, the PC or the software for the RAM, not the RAM, the GPU actually installed properly. The software is dog shit. It's terrible. You're a Gears guy? And see, I don't really like Gears. I've played 2 Gears games, never really cared for either one. Never played Halo either. Oh my god. Same. I'm geek. You guys are all like traitors, man. And I'm not even like an Xbox guy. You know, I've got Nintendo's, Xboxes. If I didn't have like this weird console war hatred for PlayStation back in the day, I probably would have owned a PlayStation 2. I just don't really care about like console exclusivity anymore. It's not a thing for me. It's like saying you never played Sonic. I mean, see, here's the thing. I've never owned a Sonic game, but I've played Sonic. Either at like a friend's house or at the store or whatever. That's actually a problem with some games. Wilds comes to mind, but that's not on nvidia. That's on the devs of the game. Right, sure. Damage in Wilds is higher at 30 frames per second than 60. That shouldn't be a thing. That shouldn't be a thing. What? Only knew one guy who had an Xbox and he didn't have Halo? What the hell, man? Not an FPS guy? Okay, that's fair. That makes sense. Only touched Reach for a little bit. Okay, so Reach was only a great Halo game if you had played the previous games. Hey, I mean, Reach is a good game. If you played it separately from the Halo universe, like the original Master Chief Collection stuff, yeah, maybe it would be okay on its own. But the story has a lot more impact after you've played a few games as Master Chief. But I get that. GTA San Andreas. And okay, and there you go. And I didn't play any GTA games. So next one here. Okay, it's I think we already covered the basics of this. No reason to actually go through this article. It's not that much there. Somebody else had mentioned that they're bringing back the RTX 3060. That's going to happen in Q1 of this year to tackle current gen GPU and memory shortages. So guys, we're going to be getting the not as powerful cards back in because of DRAM shortages. So is that a win? I don't know what like they're going to be more expensive, aren't they? February 1st, was NVIDIA's prices go up 20-25%. Then it'll be reevaluated every week after that for price adjustment. So wait, hang on. They're gonna raise the prices, but at the same time they're bringing back the older cards. So most definitely the older cards are probably going to increase in price, right? 3 and ODST are the best. No, man. No, Cage. That is heresy. That is wrong. That is absolutely wrong. Halo 3 is only the best Halo if you didn't grow up playing the first 2. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say this as a Halo 1 purist because I played a hell of a lot of Halo 1. I didn't even know Halo 1 had a campaign. I played hundreds of hours of multiplayer without ever touching the campaign. Then I discovered Halo 2. Halo 2 is the greatest Halo game. They added dual wielding. The story was infinitely better than the first game. Graphics were a little better, obviously, at the time. Things were still pretty rough, given the fact that it was the original Xbox. Oh no, Halo 2 was on the next... Was Halo 2 on the follow-up to the original Xbox? I can't remember. I think it was on the 360. Either way, Halo 2 was the greatest Halo game. ODST is a fun spin-off, but it's not the greatest Halo game, by far. Because you don't even play a Spartan. You play, orbital drop shock troops. 3 was on 360. Okay, I couldn't remember. They're also the most shit NVIDIA cards. Oh, the 60s? Yeah. Card doesn't actually matter anyway. Most games these days are bottlenecked by the CPU. Yeah, that's pretty fair. I don't know. I find this to be pretty crappy, given the fact that it's like these cards are coming back, but it's going to be probably at twice the price they previously were. Higher VRAM, 60 is also better than a lower VRAM, 70 or 80. Yeah, so like my 9060, my Radeon here, it's at least got the 16 gig version. So I'm already better off than somebody with a 9070 that only has like an 8 gig, I assume. NVIDIA will sell you less powerful GPU for more because reasons. Yeah. Maybe they need to fix those 5090 cables from burning first, eh? Just skipping 4060? You're thinking, remember, they're putting these back into circulation, so they'll probably bring the 4060s back after that. I don't know. Yeah, truth, you're not kidding. Game developers should optimize for the most common consoles that exist or most common PCs that exist. And in that situation, you have to realize most people gaming on PC are still going to be operating under a budget, some sort of budget constraint. Even if the average gaming PC costs more than a console, it's still going to be based on what the average person uses. And most people aren't going to be able to afford a 5090. Most people aren't going to have 64 gigs of RAM. Most people aren't going to have, you know, hell, what is it, the 9800 3X or whatever the top of the line CPUs are right now, you know? Oh, XT 9070 is 16 gigs by default. Oh, there you go. Okay. 1660 Ti. See, the thing is, I don't know much about NVIDIA cards, so I don't know how old a 1660 is, to be fair. Like, I started paying attention to PC parts, 3060, 4060, 5060, all those kind of terminologies, you know, 7000, 8000, 9000 series over here with AMD. I don't know anything about, like, 1660 Ti. Like, that sounds old to me. I just don't know what generation. 60s are what most people have in the service they do. So the games need to be made for those over everything else as such. Yeah. Or again, if you're smart, prioritize for even less, like, lower than that. Oh, 1660 was 2019? Yeah, I built my first computer in November of 2019, but my friend literally picked out all the parts and said, here's what you need to put in your computer, and then he walked me through it. That was it. The 4060 is really a 4050? Oh, well, there you go. All right. Here's another one from WCCF Tech. It says, no one can escape memory shortages, says Samsung's co-CEO, claiming that the fallout will also reach TVs and home appliances. So apparently, home appliances now are going to be affected by the RAM shortage, the memory shortage, which is crazy because all the console warriors, everybody who's like PlayStation or Xbox team, one or the other, has all been shitting on PC gamers the last 3 months because of all this RAM shortages and stuff, saying basically, oh yeah, look at you guys, you idiots aren't going to be able to afford anything, and we're still going to be playing on our consoles over here. You know, of course, they don't think about the fact that it's still going to affect the entire industry. Anything that uses memory is going to be affected by it, right? Can't wait to pay $2,000 for a crappy TCL Walmart TV. Dude, go to Costco. I'm going to tell you right now, a basic Costco membership is $60 a year. When you're ready to buy a TV, I'm not even kidding. When you're ready to buy a TV, get a Costco membership for $60. Walk into the store, and you can get a 65-inch Samsung or LG TV, 4K, smart TV, all the apps built in, for less than $400. Why does anybody go to Walmart and buy a TV? I don't understand. I don't get it. I went to Walmart a couple weeks ago to return some stuff, and this gal has her like 42-inch, it wasn't TCL, it was a different Walmart brand that they had, TV in her cart. And I'm like, 42-inch TV at Costco is like less than $200, and it's Samsung, LG, like really good brands. I don't get it. But yeah, no, this is going to be affecting apparently TVs and other appliances as well. So, unlike most people, I'd be doing what Micron did. Enterprise are better than more reliable customers. O&N likely is the brand you're thinking of. It's that or like, not Westinghouse, just Target, Walmart, they all have these really cheap brands, you know? Console users just keep showcasing why they're called peasants. And you know the worst part? As somebody who has played on console most of his life and then has played on PC for the last 6 years and still plays on the Nintendo I have with my kids, and the Nintendo keeps overheating because the fans aren't working properly anymore. Like, I have no problem with people playing on console if that's what they want to play on. You want to buy an Xbox and use your Xbox or your PlayStation? Have at it. That's fine. You don't want to play on a PC? Okay, don't care. That's your deal. But it just drives me crazy when people want to shit all over PC gaming and you go, you guys think that you're somehow disconnected from what's going to affect everybody else in the PC industry. Okay, so for a while it might be harder for DIY, for home builders, for PC setups to be able to afford stuff because they're not selling directly to consumers anymore. But if there are still pre-built computer companies that are still getting a better deal because they're buying wholesale and everything else, and they're getting prioritized ahead of like the retail market, it's the same difference whether it's a pre-built computer company or a PlayStation or a Nintendo or an Xbox. Those guys are still going to have a better rate than you and I do buying parts, you know, third party on a retail website. To think that you won't be able to afford to play on a PC, but you can buy a PlayStation, it's just retarded. Like, it's insane. We finally have a Costco and a Walmart here in South Africa. Hey, that's a W right there. I have 2 Samsung TVs in my house, and I think the last time I turned either one of them on was a year ago. TV Wild, I would not own a TV. Well, I might own one TV Like when I go to sleep at night, we have like a little 32-inch TV in our room, or it's probably like maybe a 38. I don't know. It's small. It's a tiny old little TV we've had forever, 42-inch maybe. But it's a really crappy old TV. It's like a Temu brand. The thing has somehow survived for years and years, but it's a crappy little TV. And that's the one that I use the most because I watch like The Office or something when I fall asleep at night. My 58-inch that I have in the living room, I think it's an LG or whatever. I bought it years ago, and it works just fine. It's a smart TV, but it's nothing fancy. It's not like 8K OLED kind of crap. But you know, that same TV, I can get a bigger one than that for $300. TVs are cheap, you know. 87% say no. All right, cool. Ask them how much they pay for the right to play online each year. Yeah, QC, but they won't talk about that because they'll talk about how all the games it comes with, right? And look, I've been a big proponent of Game Pass in the past, when it made sense. But now it's like, does it? I mean, I can't honestly justify Game Pass anymore as a means to playing games. It no longer seems to make sense. Yeah, inventories or supply chains and logistics, not important, but that was something I worked in. Just something I'm able to verify information on those things better than most people could. Or what are we talking about? If you mean the Asus bit there, or Asus, I'm sorry. We discussed this the last stream. I gotta say Asus from now on. I'm okay with PC as long as players can cross-play and there's no advantage or disadvantage. Yeah, Mari, exactly. Although, anytime you play cross-platform, if you're playing, I don't know, Cage, I don't know if you do PvP or any multiplayer games. If you're playing in a PC lobby and you're on controller or console, you're probably going to get destroyed 9 times out of 10. And it's not just because of hacking or cheating or whatever. The PC sweats, as I like to call them, and I'm a PC gamer, are hands down far more aggressive and prevalent than what you're going to find in console lobbies. You know, it just is. It's pretty much a reality that somebody playing, you know, on one game, hours and hours and hours on end, on a mouse and keyboard is probably going to destroy 90% of people playing on controller on console. So that is the one disadvantage to cross-platform. I mean, it's just a thing. Yeah, so I don't do FPS anymore. No, see, Mari, I still do FPS because I love FPS games. I just realized that most of the time I'm going to end up eating my shorts, you know? Let's see, we're one of those countries that requires a TV license to buy one. Oh my God, dude. That's awful. That's awful. Oh, that's like the UK with the, was it Ofcom or whatever you have to pay to be able to watch TV? Just nuts. Nothing stated outside of a contract really matters. That's not going to be what's actually taking place. Oh, on Arc, the most aggressive players. But when we're talking aggressive personality versus skill to back it up, I still think PC players are going to have just the straight up advantage on that. There are good games I found on Game Pass that I never would have tried, like Adam Fall and Dredge. Dude, I have played good games on Game Pass too. I can understand the rationale behind Game Pass. I think for what it was a cool idea, especially given that everything's digital nowadays anyways. So nobody technically owns their game anymore. So if you're not going to own physical games, this gives you a massive library to pull from. The problem is it started getting filled with nothing but a bunch of filler games that nobody's interested in now. And they raise the price, and it's just everything it's one more thing on top of another, you know? And you wonder why I don't play Dota and League of Legends. I personally have never had any interest in those games. Like, for me, it's not because of sweats or no lifers. I've never found those games to be interesting. Game Pass is worth it when you want to play what's on it. Exactly. It's situational. Like I said, I won't fault somebody for using it. I've used it plenty. Over the last few years, Game Pass has gotten me a lot of value. And there were ways to buy Game Pass cheaper, which are harder now because the keys are getting less and less prevalent on third-party sites. And with them raising the price, now again, you have to consider whether or not it's even worth buying at all. A lot of people use Pro Controller on PC because of the aim assist and stuff. Yeah, but even aim assist on controller, I don't know. Again, that gets to one of those arguments about, like, I think it comes down to an individual person. All I'm saying is, whether someone's using aim assist on a controller or not, when I play games like Apex Legends with my kids, or I watch them play it on their own, my kids, who are two of them playing on console, one of them playing on PC like I am, we have sweatier, tougher, crazy, like guys doing trick shots and shit in lobbies when we're playing in PC lobbies than we do when the kids are playing in console lobbies. That's just reality, you know? 2 Obsidian games I won't even waste my time on. Yeah, but somebody else might. So for somebody else, it might be worth their money. Mostly playing Wilds every day, so there's no return on investment to have Game Pass at the moment. Exactly. Also, it used to be that Game Pass was smart because if you did the Ultimate Game Pass, you also got Xbox Live. You no longer need Xbox Live. If you're playing free-to-play games, if you're playing Fortnite, if you're playing Apex, if you're playing Call of Duty Warzone, if you're playing Battlefield, what is it called? RedSec or whatever. If you're playing those games, you don't need to pay for Xbox Live anymore. Back in the day, you had to. Now there's no reason to. It's no longer necessary to play through Xbox. So Xbox Live and Game Pass are kind of putting themselves into this weird position where a lot of people are going to have to make that decision of whether or not it's even worth the money, you know? And that's where I find myself now. I don't know if I'll renew it. But then you get these retards. This guy, King Thrash the Gatekeeper. Okay? This dude here, I've seen some of the most retarded... like, I've been interacting with the ponies, the PC fan... or the PlayStation fanboys the last few days, and they're some of the dumbest, like dumb as a rock people I've ever met in my life, okay? Main selling point of Game Pass is you don't need a console or PC to play games, correct. The cloud playing kind of software, the cloud aspect to it is by far its biggest selling point. This guy here says they're selling y'all even more fake frames so y'all can forgive the greed. Okay, not even his worst take. This dude here, if you just go through like the last few posts he has, like, wait, is CES today? Okay, CES, big convention going on, a lot of PC stuff happening there. You go further down, he's completely missing the point about these Samsung TVs and home appliances, everything else. It says, nice try, champ. PC DIY crowd ain't partners there. Disposable filler. Same guy tried making the claim in a previous post here that the gaming PC industry is irrelevant. Okay? Claims that they're irrelevant, despite the fact that gaming PCs makes up like 30% of the PCs that exist, and on average sell for a much higher dollar amount than the average HP Pavilion or, you know, computer or desktop or whatever most people have in their office. It's insane. PC is not a thing because it has no corporation behind it. Yeah. No, this guy is a straight up retard. Never coming back to Game Pass unless I get a free voucher bundle with an accessory. Fair enough, yeah. King Thrash hates me. Hey, Cult Classic Cage. I had a feeling that you'd be saying that. You know, his PlayStation is ass compared to PC, but he can never go to PC because he's like 50 or 60 years old and too stupid to learn. Is he really that old? Oh my God. No, I was reading some of his takes the last few days, and when he said this, I'm like, all right, this crosses the line right here. PC gamers are irrelevant to the PC industry. So I put a community note on it. Nobody's voted on it yet, but I put on here, PC gaming hardware market, desktops, laptops, and peripherals reached around 44.5 billion in sales in 2025, with a record 35% year-over-year growth. Gaming PCs account for roughly 20 to 30% of the market. Okay? We're not talking an insignificant number. Like, he wants to talk like PC gaming is disposable. Calls it filler. I think there's been an intruder in my house. Oh my God. Mari, what do you do? Like, do you just call the authorities there? I don't know what country. He's that old acting the way he does. That's shameful. Yeah, Mari, definitely go take care of that. Sorry to hear that. Good luck with that. Reforge uses King Thrash as a source? No way. Let's see. What does Susano say? It's more that the frames don't match the game state with the state the game is actually in, which means frames are predicted to be something in the game state that may not actually match, the game state, and that creates motion on the screen that doesn't always match, causing a jittery look to those that can perceive it. Happens so fast on screen most people can't see it taking place. Good example is any cartoon or anime, no motion is there at all. The mind just perceives it existing because it changes over time. Dude, the mind will fill in a lot of things when you expect a certain result. This is the craziest thing. You know, audio works the same way. It's them again. Audio works the same way. If you expect to hear something, like, okay, for example, there'll be a movie line where it's 3 words and you remember the line being a certain thing, and somebody will say, well, no, don't you remember the line was actually this? If you listen to it thinking you're hearing what they told you that it was supposed to be, your brain will tell you you're hearing something that it wasn't actually intended to be. It's really weird how this shit works. The mind will do a lot of crazy things on its own to fill in the gaps. Because the brain simply can't process that? Well, I would say it's because, well, I'm not even going to go there. Even when you consider he's talking about contracts, he needs to remember that a lot of game companies, be it PC focused or even console focused, they still use PCs that'll probably overlap the PC game. Yeah. He's crying because the software update gives him MFers more choices. That's crazy. Oh, man. No, I find it really frustrating, the guys who spend their whole life console warring, and they don't even realize that for most of us, like, I have no issue with PlayStation. I got no issue with consoles in general. Like I said, I've owned Xboxes, I've owned Nintendos, I've owned all that crap. I enjoy all of it. My kids enjoy it. Gaming is gaming. However you want to play, that's how you play, you know? But what drives me nuts is people who act like PC gaming is somehow like the worst thing to ever happen. And I go, dude, look at the same dude. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy. Let me see. Hang on a second. Was it the same guy? It might have been King Thrash. Had something about the amount of games available. But I'm like, dude, Steam had 25,000 games come out in 2025 alone. PC or Sony had exactly one Sony exclusive, right? One. Worship the console? Hell no, man. Auditory hallucinations? Exactly. Only thing my mind has a hard time processing is who in the hell Susano has been talking to this whole time, like he's answering questions that are being asked, but I never see the questions. Susano has an incredible ability to have conversations with himself or with chat or, you know, either at the same time. But it's always good information, I gotta say. I always enjoy the bevy of information that he seems to have. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I decided to dump a little bit of water that managed to splash onto my keyboard. Not enough that I think it's going to hurt anything, but one of those situations where I'm like, I should probably dry that up. If I had a hair dryer in here, I'd do that, but that'd also be pretty noisy. ADHD, info dumping? Yeah. Guy's disingenuous? No, he's legit retarded, exactly. 90% of all hate against PC is because of people's own shortcomings. I'm a retard and I'm a PC gamer with minimal issues because they keep shit simple. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Every time that I have built a computer, which now I have rebuilt my computer in various ways, including putting it into a brand new case now, I have built 4 computers since 2019. I'm going to say 4 because my computer, I left the CPU and the RAM sticks attached to the motherboard and the memory, obviously the micro, the SD card. That was it. Everything else, I had to pull out, get new fans, the whole thing, rewire the ARGB lights and everything else. It's a brand new PC, essentially. Except it has some old parts in it. So I've built 4 PCs now in the last 6 years. And I have screwed things up from time to time, but nothing major and nothing that has been earth-shattering. Nothing that's like, oh no, now I ruined it and it's going to be screwed up forever. No, it's minimal things. Nothing crazy, you know? Hey, I'm going to grab a paper towel real quick to get this water off my desk. Hang on one sec, guys. I did the thing you're never supposed to do and have any open liquid near my computer now. Obviously, my computer's over there, so it's fine, but my stupid keyboard's got some water on it. I want to get off of it. Let us watch some gaming trailer, mute mic, and dry it. Nah, it's not that bad. Like I said, it was a little splash of water. It was just one of those things that, unfortunately, though, I saw it happening in real time. I'm like, there's nothing I can do about that. Let me see which one of these is my keyboard. I think it's this guy. No, that was the mouse, I think. I don't even know what I just unplugged. Hang on a second. Which one is this? We're just going to keep testing it until we find it. So it's gotta be this one? Hey, we found it! Alright, keyboard is turned off. Now I can dry away. The keyboard is the thing with the clacky letters. I was looking for the plug. I know what the keyboard is. Although, guys, do you ever actually like take your keyboard and take the keys out and clean out the dust? Because I got this keyboard. I know everyone hates Razer. Everyone hates Razer, thinks it's a piece of shit, right? Everyone's like, oh, Razer's the worst. But I got this keyboard, the headphones, mouse pad, and mouse for like $160 at Costco, and it would normally retail altogether for like $240. And then I got another one that was on clearance, the whole package for like $50 at Costco. And that's the one my kid uses upstairs. So all things considered, I know that Razer gets a lot of hate, but I've never had any problem with this stuff. Of course, this will be the time that I probably fry my keyboard. I have one from Drop coming in this week. Oh, nice. Just got a Razer Basculus. No, mine's the Ornata. I think mine's the Ornata V. Ornata V2. Again, this keyboard's lasted me, hell, 5 years now. Shortly after building my computer, I'm like, I need a better keyboard. I was using a Logitech at the same time, but like, have a Razer keyboard as well. Had to do that once, but I had the keyboard for like 4 years and never had it done, so it needed it. You know, Empress, some Chinese tech isn't bad. I got a Maono microphone as a trial review thing from obviously a Chinese company, Maono, and not bad. My kid uses it to record his videos upstairs. They also sent me, crap, what did they also send me? Oh, they sent me an experimental thing, like a soundboard that never quite worked right, so I was never able to review it. Keychron has been great. Dude, Costco, man. I live at Costco. Not even kidding. My wife is going to start a YouTube, TikTok, whatever. That's just us finding deals at Costco. Not like a family vlog, none of that cringe shit, but just like filming the deals at Costco because people do that crap. It's the craziest thing. Oh, it's entry level? Hey, you know what? Whatever works, man. I got no problem with people like buying cheaper stuff if it works. And honestly, the Maono brand, Maono, for microphones, I'm actually really impressed with the quality my kid's gotten out of that microphone. It's not bad. Chinese controllers, dude. Yeah, no, so this guy here is another one that I got back when my channel actually had, viewers. Not that you guys aren't viewers, but I'm talking about like my actual videos, not my live streams. And this guy here, this Baitong one, actually like a really solid controller. I'm not even kidding. This thing it's got like, buttons on the bottom. It's got the interchangeable interface like on top where you could change out the D-pad, change the height of the joysticks. You can change the mechanical function of the keys, the actual buttons. It's a crazy cool controller. Retails for like 160. I say don't spend more than $80 on it, obviously. But it's a cool controller, man. And they sent me another one that was like a Nintendo Switch controller type thing. It wasn't great, but still. Yeah, no, some of the Chinese stuff is actually getting pretty good. I think I'm going to leave my keyboard unplugged the rest of the night. I don't think I'll need my keyboard. I'll just leave my mouth. I'll leave my mouth plugged in. My mouse, yes. God, hang on, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta go turn off the freaking heater. My kid turned it on before we went to bed, and it's dying. I'm dying in here now. It's just too freaking warm. Hang on. You gonna come in here or no? You coming in? I think we've got a cat coming in. Come on. Come on. Go, you can just play in the tote or whatever. She's like, no, I see a box behind you. All right. If you call Hall effect, you're probably going to hate anything that isn't. No, the water's not drooling. What are you talking about? I don't sweat. I'm not kidding. I barely sweat, guys. Overactive metabolism, Crohn's disease, underactive sweat glands. I don't know. I'm weird. Like I barely have any perspiration at all. Watching this guy eat an apple for way too long. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. All right. Let's get off of Thrash. Here we go. Oh, Fine, I think is how you pronounce it. Yeah, no, actually, that's another brand I've seen pretty good reviews on as far as Chinese brands go. Yes, the gay lisp slip. God, that's a mouthful. That's what she said. That's what he said. All right. Okay. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. This is pretty awesome. Hall effect for the analog sticks. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Did I miss something? Anthem shutting down for good. Highguard already considered DOA. We're going to get these topics eventually. Yeah. So, no, the mistake was this, man. This. But apparently none of you guys think this was a mistake. Apparently the mistake was growing it out in the first place. That was the mistake. I sweat tying my shoes and I wear slip-ons. Oh, God. What, you want out now? Just lay down. You got the whole rug. Your brother's not in here pestering you. Just, you got the whole run of the office. Just chill. Was that it still had servers up? No, the funny thing is, we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, the Starfield mod actually turned Starfield into a Star Wars game, full RPG, 250 gigabytes worth of files, more than 300 mods. It's called Star Wars Genesis. I don't know if you guys have seen anything about this. Apparently, a lot of people said it's really good. Granted, I'm not downloading like 200 gigabytes of anything, but no. I mean, it's cool for them. Good for them if people are actually enjoying this, because Starfield was a game that I could never... Chat, not fans of Arabs. I was not a fan of Starfield at all. Like, not even gonna mince words. I hated Starfield. Granted, it was early on, so maybe because I tried playing it like around launch date, that's a thing. Your friends are super hyped over it. TIE fighter pilot and a feather boa. I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's like what Starfield could have been, right? That's pretty cool. They've been on about it for months. I understand the hype. I get it. Some people are still looking for really good Star Wars content. And to be honest, if I was still interested in giving Starfield a try, and if I still cared about Star Wars, this might be a thing that I was actually interested in. Like, this might do it for me. But there's some more video clips of it right here. Looking like, Mos Eisley or whatever. I'm not gonna lie. This looks pretty cool. Funny ass YouTuber I watch loves Genesis. I mean, it looks awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty cool. You like Star Trek, not really a Star Wars fan? Yeah, I understand that there's a lot of people who aren't fans of both. Like, I'm not a big Star Trek guy. I grew up watching Star Wars, reading the Star Wars books, caring about Star Wars, playing Star Wars with my brothers on the Nintendo. So for me personally, Star Trek was never a thing I cared about. I mean, Star Trek Next Generation was cool. It was pretty cool, not gonna lie. Ivy, did you want out? You're just sitting next to my GameCube. Just sniff it. It smells funny. You'll love it. I would rather have a good Expanse video game or even Altered Carbon, but that's not a space thing. Oh yeah, no, everyone does Star Wars better than Disney. Tales of the Star Wars channel does better film content. I know of the channel. I don't think I've ever watched them, but the name definitely sounds familiar. I mean, this is cool. It is genuinely pretty cool. But given how Starfield ran when I first installed it, now granted, I had to move Starfield from my HDD to my SDD, so moving it from the hard drive to solid state drive, that kind of fixed all the problems. So once I moved it to my solid state drive, no issue there. But even then, I'm not interested in the size of this game. Problem with Star Wars is no one is a good person. Well, I mean, Luke and Leia are good people. He got sent a collector's edition. Oh my god, he got Tainted Grail in a collector's edition? Can I pirate Starfield and give my money to this team instead? Well, I mean, you could pirate it technically, not technically, like you could play it on Game Pass and not have to buy the game and then install the mods. I don't even know which character you're talking about, Gikazu. Vader's a good person. No, no, no. Vader is not a good person. Let's see. And then, of course, you have people complaining about the AI used in the dialogue, and I don't give a shit about that. Like, guys, whatever. Give it a break. You know, people complaining about AI at this point. I understand AI sucks. AI has the issues. AI's helping to create this RAM shortage, yada, yada. But it's also not going to be a thing forever as far as, like, the obsession people have with it. It's going to eventually become just another tool in the tool set, and we can all stop talking about it. I'm just kind of over everybody obsessing over freaking AI, for better or for worse. Vader kills younglings. He's simply trying to help with population control, which helps the environment. The guy's a saint. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think you guys watched the right movie. I don't know, or at least your interpretation of it's a little off. All right, so we'll hit the topics that we had on the stream title real quick because I have them both queued up here. My god. I thought I was going to get further than I did through this stream, and man, I've got tabs that we're not even going to touch. All right, this is from Inven Global. Never seen this website before, but they have this article that says, could this spark a second Stop Killing Games? The answer is no. The first Stop Killing Games didn't even actually prove to be effective as far as I know. Last time I checked in on it, it doesn't seem like it's had much effect. Return of the Jedi is a tragedy? No. It's not new. Yeah, AI is just, it's a thing. New techniques, new contracts, but not really new. Just the AI hype cycle caught the general public up in this go-around, right? Because people have AI now at their fingertips. That's it. That's the only difference. That truly is like the significant difference. Now, the funny thing is Anthem is a game that I've never bothered to try playing. I've never watched gameplay of it. Well, I've seen gameplay of it, but not like I've gone seeking it, right? I know nothing about the storyline. I know nothing about the good guys, the bad guys, the plot, whatever. All I know is people in flying robot suits that look like Iron Man. That's about all I know of Anthem. Alabama John said he wants to talk to you right now. He's also live on Rumble. Come over when you are free. Thanks. I don't know who Alabama John is. What plot? Well, that's the thing. I don't know anything about Anthem. All I know is anytime people talk about what a tragedy it was that Anthem is getting shut down, they show some video clips of people flying around, and that's it. That's all I know. That's all I know. Hang on, I gotta look up who Alabama John is on Rumble. Oh, it's a dude in Alabama. Okay. It's got a bunch of guns. That's nice. Well, all right, interesting. Well, that's all it was. Oh, just flying around. It says Anthem, published by EA and developed by BioWare, will enter a temporary service shutdown as of January 12th. Why temporary? I thought it was permanent. In a statement posted through its customer support center, EA said, after careful consideration, we decided to shut down Anthem services on January 12th. Following this announcement, you will no longer be able to purchase in-game premium currency. Any remaining premium balances you currently have will remain usable until the service ends. Oh, so service doesn't end. If they're shutting down services on January 12th, then how can you still use anything? We sincerely thank you for the dedication, passion, and support you've shown over the past several years. They also addressed whether players would be able to play Anthem in an offline mode, stating, because Anthem was designed as an online-only game, once the servers are shut down, you will no longer be able to play the game. Duh. Played Anthem with two buddies. The mechanics were actually pretty great. I created an elemental goddess that would hover around and drop lightning and fireballs. Oh, interesting. Not unexpected. Kind of people need playing a game to keep the servers up, assuming that's what this is about. Right. Anthem was the first big failure game. It was really one of like the early ones. I've heard about this for a few years now. 3,371 people played Anthem today. I didn't even know this game was still around. Who's playing this? You know, QC Jerks, I tried finding it on SteamDB and it didn't pop up in the top search results, so I assumed it wasn't actually on there anymore. That's the weirdest thing. I think it's on Game Pass still. Oh, is it not on Steam? Is that what it is? Okay. EA also addressed whether players would be able to play Anthem in an offline mode, stating, because Anthem was designed as an online-only game, once it's done, you're done. Some observers believe the shutdown could reignite a second wave of the Stop Killing Games movement. Stop Killing Games consumer campaign, right, we covered this extensively, gained traction after Ubisoft announced the end of service for the crew. Public opinion around the movement's been divided. Yeah. Oh my God, that goes back to Pirate Software in last year. Holy crap. I feel like that's been forever ago. Anthem released on February 15th, 2019. It promoted the thrill of donning an exosuit and exploring a vast open world. However, due to thin content, that's putting it mildly, I know nothing about the game. I've never heard anything about the game. And inexperienced live operations, it's received a cold reception from both players and critics, ultimately leading to today's service shutdown announcement. Now, here's the crazy part. It's not just that it's shutting down service and everything else. There are people saying that they can't even get into the game. Luke Stevens says, as others have also reported, EA won't let me download Anthem, even though it shuts down a week from now. No last hurrah, I guess. Crazy that I bought the game and can't even download it while it's still allegedly alive. This is crazy. Not being able to download it after it's even been purchased. Like, we're not talking about a free-to-play game they decide to pull offline, your microtransactions be damned. This is somebody who purchased the game and no longer can even, install it anymore. Hang on, I'll let you out. Go. Go. Oh my God, you're a pain in the ass. Get out. I'm just going to leave it cracked. She can't make up her mind. Yeah, that's insane. It's a legally illiterate movement. If we buy a game, we own a right to a copy of it. Cats being cats. Cats run the show, man. Someone has to pay to keep it alive. That's where you have to get to the Stop Killing Games initiative being allow private individuals to make an offline server or make an online server that somebody else hosts, right? That was the entire purpose, well, at least a large purpose of the Stop Killing Games initiative, was to allow private people who have purchased the game the right to try to create a server to host the game on. What do you mean, customer rights? Yeah, exactly. Pirate Software and Stop Killing Games, I was there 3,000 years ago. Yeah. It's still the same. You own nothing, you'll be happy. Exactly. Well, it's EA for you, man. That's the way it goes. And here's the thing. This is what I'm talking about. Anthem's being pulled January 12th. Instead of fixing it, they decided to do Dragon Age Veilguard instead. Big mistake. I mean, Grum's saying that when his game looks a tenth of what this is kind of ironic, not going to lie. Like, it is interesting that Grums would comment on this when he has his mech game that looks like shit. And this looks like a cooler idea and concept than what we've seen. But like I said, when it comes to games, this is all I've ever seen from Anthem. Nobody talks about the story. Nobody talks about the actual, gameplay, character creator, modifications, all sorts of stuff. All they show is, oh, look, flying around in a robot suit. Okay, so that's like an Iron Man game, you know?
Weekend.
Flying through this tunnel is all I've ever seen. I'm telling you, that's exactly the way I feel. The game looks gorgeous. It does. It looks like a beautiful tech demo. The game looks like a great tech demo. Again, there's another one right here. Someone else says this is why game preservation is important. Yeah, I mean, it's important, but is this still the same video? Yeah, it's just the guy flying through the tunnel. You still have this game in Origin? Oh my God, that's crazy. Basically, they had the basics for something, but they seem to have not done much else right. They're really leasing or renting games. They're not saying that at the point of sale. Actually, problems with many of them. Yeah, it's tough. It's a unfortunate situation that we all find ourselves in with not really having consumer rights as things go, you know. Great idea, empty in substance. My God, that sounds like so much of life, right? All right, so talking about games that'll probably not do very well. Marathon, I'm not willing to make any like bold claims about Marathon being a flop just yet. I think it will massively underperform. I think it won't ever live up to the hype that they were hoping it would generate. But I think there's enough loyalists, mainly because of the fact that it's a Sony Bungie game. There are people who are going to play Marathon, people who claim Marathon's amazing, simply because they want to stick it to people who've been crapping on the game. You cannot discount that enough. There are people who legitimately will play games that are bad games to own the other side. Now, I could never do that. Like I said, I've played the games that were supposed to be the Uber-based, you know, strong, big, buff men and hot women and fast cars and combat and action and explosions, and they've been some of the worst games I've ever played. Like, not even being ironic. I'm buffering badly? Oh, yeah, yep, hang on a second, guys. Give it a refresh. We got the pixelation. Hey, I promise I did not dump any water on the computer. It was just the keyboard, and the keyboard's not plugged in anymore. Was it this time of night before? No, it was about 10:30 the last time this happened. Marathon isn't even marathon. Are we still in Pixel City? Hell yeah. All right. Watching the stream on the Sega Saturn. So, okay. Here we are a week later. I think it was a Monday stream. It didn't do this to me on, what was it, Friday last week that we streamed, or Saturday? I feel like I did a, maybe it was Thursday. It was a weird day. I think I did it on an off day. And we had no issues the entire night. But last Monday, we did the same exact thing. It was a little bit like an hour earlier. It was right after the stream started. And we started having this same issue. But for whatever reason, it happens like later in the evening when my internet should be fine because there's less people using it. So I don't know what the hell's going on, guys. I don't have a clue. What was I doing? The pixelation was censoring something a la Japanese hentai. I mean, you don't have to say Japanese hentai, right? Isn't hentai inherently Japanese? I would assume. So I don't know if we're gonna get through this. Last time this happened was about the same time of night. It was earlier because I started at like 9:30, and then within an hour it was doing this. Yeah, Friday was fine. Friday we had no issues, and I went for like 3 hours. It's flirting with being okay, then goes to Legos over and over. Upload getting throttled, possibly. Very possibly. Out of curiosity, I'm going to check my upload speed. You guys get the mega Lego face. Give me a second. I'm going to check my upload speeds right now. See what they look like. Oh, wait, I forgot my keyboard's unplugged. Would have to scan your network, assuming this wasn't a buffer issue or whatever. You know, last time I tried blaming it on YouTube, and then I realized it wasn't just YouTube that was having problems.
Presents are the best.
Then I
way
thought
to
maybe it was
show
a
someone
Streamlabs
how
thing.
much you care. It is
But
like this tangible
I don't know.
thing
I think it's
you
more of
can
a me
point to
thing.
and say, "Hey man, I love you."
German
This
hentai descent.
many
Oh my
dollars
god.
worth.
Ew. Ew.
I don't think there's too many of them. I think we're having extraction hero shooter fatigue. We need single-player games.
You know, Lugia, you're not wrong in a lot of ways because don't bother because I doubt I would enter. I don't know what you're talking about, Truth, and I don't think I want to know. If we're talking about the German hentai, I'm not going there. But no, for real, Arc Raiders proved that extraction shooters are still fun and they can go to a broader audience provided you don't follow the path of games like Escape from Tarkov, which makes it an extremely brutal, punishing, miserable experience. And I'm not saying that as somebody, I don't hate Escape from Tarkov. I think Escape from Tarkov is a fantastic game for what it is, but it's not for most people. Whereas, again, Arc Raiders managed to find a more approachable way of doing things. However, you are completely correct in the fact that single-player games have been slept on largely by the AAA industry for years, right? Single-player games have been looked at like some sort of weird, like inbred cousin that nobody wants to go near, and yet single-player games, when a great single-player title comes out, kicks pretty much every other game's ass except for an Arc Raiders type game, right? Minecraft minimal effort's a thing. Like a mode in Minecraft? For some reason, Bungie thinks extraction shooters are the next big thing, which doesn't make sense because extraction shooters tend to be more hardcore niche. Right. And like I said, Arc Raiders, so my upload speed's still currently 40 megs per second. I don't know. My speeds overall look fine. I'm going to say it's a Streamlab thing, an issue with something on my end, obviously. I don't know if it's my... Shit, honestly, I don't know. But seems okay. Just plow through it. It's up and down, up and down. It's called hentai and it's art. My God. Oh, man. Anyways, thanks for the 5, Luigi. I appreciate you, dude. We do have a new... Are we still in pixelation land, guys? Are we still... Oh no, we're still there. We're still Minecrafty. Okay, I got it. I don't think it's so much they think... Single players are bad, but they want to push multiplayer. Well, no, you're 100% correct as well. Multiplayers are easier to monetize. That's why they don't want to go near them, right? It's the fear. Look, microtransactions are half the revenue in the gaming industry. Like it or not, they're half the revenue. So the revenue that they look at and go, look, even if we have a game that doesn't do great, as long as we've got something we can monetize, i.e. a store with skins and fun cosmetics that we know people with FOMO will have to buy, then we're just going to milk people for all we can, even if the game is not adequate, right?
Presence.
Face
are
is
the
about
best
60
way to
pixels at this
show
point.
someone how much you care. It is like this tangible thing that you can point to and say,
Network
"I
activity and
love
buffer
you.
health is really,
This
really bad at the
many
moment.
dollars worth."
A lot of things that can have caused that.
No more a mom Dan. I'm Kayed.
You're Kaya. Oh, no, you're Kaya. Don't be Kaya. Honestly, I wouldn't Kaya anybody. Maybe Hassan. No, dude, I had the decision before me as I was looking at my wispy gray hairs hanging off the side of my face.
Do I need
And I just started clipping away.
Absolutely not.
I just started going to town on
like
it.
to be-
Dude, with
do
the
I-
freaking
do I need to
5,
be
man.
liked? Absolutely not. I
Smeg,
like
you
to
came
be
in with a
liked.
bang, buddy.
I enjoy being
Holy
liked.
crap. And you came in at the worst
I
time,
have to be
too. That's what
liked.
she said. No, apparently we're in Pixel Land right now. We're over in Minecraft doing our Jack Black impersonation. Hey, Patriot. Hey, look, I put out 2, count them, 2 alerts on Discord. One manually and one that actually managed to kick in with my bot that I have. So I did everything I could. Yo, but Smeg, appreciate the hell out of you, buddy. I won't bother playing the video then, because if we're still pixelated, it doesn't matter. You won't be impressed with this video. It's 20 seconds of marathon. They posted this video earlier today. It says, attention, unauthorized runner. I still hate the runner terminology. Like, guys, come on. Runners? This sounds terrible. You're trespassing into a military security zone. And of course, they have this video that plays. And it's supposed to be impressive because they've somehow managed to add texture to marathon. Like, ooh, texture. This is amazing. Thought the pixel was intentional because of you shaving? No, man, I couldn't even if I wanted to. So again, it's like, okay, so Marathon looks like any other generic video game now, and we're supposed to be oohed and awed and impressed by that. I'm telling you, the only people who are looking forward to this game are people who are trying to stick it to somebody to prove a point. Look at PS movie games, spends hundreds of millions. Once the movie game is over, there's no replayability. The buffer settings, lower them, that is. But it's hard to tell with the 8-bit screen display. Fair enough. Just go back earlier in the stream. If we don't get unpixelated before the end of the stream. Dude, Susano, that goes back to the original issue. I'm gonna have to pay somebody to run the cable to this room. So it's still the same but darker. Yeah, exactly. Ooh. Look better without the mountain man beard. Yeah, for real. Shaving was not a mistake. Thanks, Piranha Pout. Appreciate it. Yes, T-Boo. For those of you who know me as T-Bo, I've been lying for years. It's not Dan, it's not Daniel, it's not T-Bo, it's T-Boo. I was given that by a YouTuber much bigger than me, so I have to stick with it. Any news on the compensation? No, that was a closed-door deal. They paid the artist off anti-real. She got her money. And then, of course, I saw that apparently somebody else, it was either Scuff Gaming or another company that makes controller skins or, custom controllers, stole some more of her artwork for a controller. I'm like, oh my God. This person's going to get rich off of stolen art. It's crazy. Tibu Asus. Yes, Tibu Asus. All right. So that being said, I was curious about this because we have Marathon still trying to somehow create a little bit of a bang. A little bit of hype for itself. You got Splitgate Arena Reloaded, currently sitting right now at 547. Still hasn't managed to break 1,000 players, it looks like, since relaunching. Then, of course, you get to Highguard. Okay. Tibu. No, I call myself Timu Michael Scott. Oh, hell yeah. No, this I just did myself, but I could have paid somebody. If I'd have paid somebody, I would have had a little bit more left over. I don't know, Patriot. I have no feeling about it. On one hand, I don't care. On the other hand, it's funny to watch people melt down about it on both sides. So I'm not going to cry over it. That's for damn sure. Yeah, no, I can highly recommend getting the beard cleaned up. I'll let it grow a little bit longer again, but for right now, I'm happy to have it shorter. Imagine being the social media manager for Marathon. He's dropping ass in my streams. What? Hang on. Let me see this. Did you post? You posted a screenshot on Discord? Oh. No, it's Australian money. Yes, ass. Ha ha ha. Very funny. It'd be like you to point that out, wouldn't it? All right. So from Insider Gaming, it says Highguard could be dead on arrival as gamers fear a flop is inbound. Guys, this is like putting it so mildly, it's not even funny. Okay. But the article does kind of point out exactly what the problem is. And the problem is that there's zero hype for the game. We're saying maybe objects with water, other networks, and even the devices can interfere with the Wi-Fi signal. Well, there's a lot of things that could be affecting it, like so many different things. But like I said, the only thing that I can think of that's going to long-term fix it is to run cable to this office. So signal is patchy as hell. Yeah, exactly. What is the marathon y'all keep talking about? Well, it's not the kind of marathon that actually is productive. That's for damn sure. Pixelated Temu minimal. Oh my God. All right, says it was always going to be tough for Highguard to succeed after the anticlimactic reveal it experienced during December's The Game Awards ceremony. Many millions of viewers sat through hours of trailers and speeches to see what the final reveal would be, and then Highguard graced screens worldwide, falling somewhat flat and leaving gamers disappointed. Again, massive understatement. Go back and look what this looks like. It looks like being on America Online. No, QC, I remember from last week, I went back and did the same thing. I looked at it during the stream. I know exactly what it looks like, and I apologize profusely. But, God, you don't have enough chins for shaving to have been a mistake if you were heavier, maybe. Oh my God. Well, hey, I'll take the compliment. Appreciate it. Problem is Concord haircuts? Yeah. Highguard's new PvP shooter from former Apex Legends and Titanfall devs. Can they stop saying that? That's like, you guys are setting an like insanely high bar every time you mention Titanfall. And it's set to drop in just 3 weeks. Oh boy. Aside from the prestigious trailer spot at the Game Awards, almost nothing has been shown, revealed, or discussed regarding the game, dubbed Concord 2. Is Highguard going to be dead on arrival? The consensus is not looking good. Pixel art's apparently vogue these days, just being hip. There's nothing about me that's hip. Let me be fair. There's like legit nothing about me negative impressions. Oh no. Okay. This part of the article I'm going to kind of skip past because there's really no reason. We've already rehashed so much of this stuff. But here's another one that's really, really crazy. So it says, many were left bewildered by the cacophonic trailer. Like a cacophony. Yeah, cacophonic. I think it's the proper pronunciation. Trailer that didn't explain much. It was a visual showcase revealing players shooting across maps on the back of horses and bears while wielding swords, magic, and assault rifles, all in a bid to resolve classic first-person shooter arena mode set in destructible maps. There's so much going on, it's unreal. That's one of the first failures. It's trying to be unique while taking inspiration from many other games that has spawned with a twisted, hard-to-place identity that gets lost in the complexity of it all. I mean, again, it was a mismatch of so much random shit, you know? Oh yeah, no, if the audio was screwed, I just quit the stream. Hero shooter and live service FPS space is overcrowded and bursting at the seams. No shit, Sherlock. Oh my God. Right now, the most glaring red flag is the radio silence and lack of marketing for Highguard.
How much you care. It is like this tangible thing that you can point to and say, hey man, I love you. This many dollars worth.
I think this is definitely the time to send out the message. My channel is under attack. You will have more merit to say that than Quarter Planet.
Dude, I've already got a good "my channel is under attack" like meme thumbnail lined up. I've got the perfect idea for it. It's absolutely hilarious, but it would take somebody with a little more highbrow humor to understand it. So not everyone's gonna get it, but no, man, appreciate the 5, dude. It's pretty hilarious. Like honestly, I've seen some really funny my channel is under attack videos, and then the ones that he's put out, I'm like, oh my God. This is like the 3rd time this year that my channel is dead. My channel is under attack. Everything, all is lost, right? Who speaks like this? Oh, I know. Game journalists are the worst, man. Director from Titanfall or Call of Duty had a car accident. Well, Lugia, I'm not going to pull up the video because I don't know how YouTube would handle that. Plus, you guys couldn't see it anyways with the pixelation I've got going on. The man essentially killed himself. Not intentionally. He drove his Ferrari like 112 miles per hour out of a tunnel and exploded on the side of a cliff on a mountain. Pixelation ended? Well, all I had to do was mention showing a video of somebody getting ended and pixelation stopped. Okay, well, I'm not going to play the video, guys. I was just saying I could probably play it and get away with it. Hallelujah, no more pixelation. All right. Pixar is over. I killed Pixar. Pixar is dead. All right. Here is some of the other stuff that they're talking about. You have the radio silence, lack of marketing. It's coming out in 3 weeks and has no major marketing beats, no influencer previews or campaigns lined up. But this is the crazy thing, guys. No influencers are even talking about this game, and absolutely no social media momentum. On Steam, the game boasts 7,460 followers at the time of writing, which is a pinprick in the user base compared to other similar titles. It echoes Concord, which only had a few thousand before it launched in August of 2024. He's waiting for his respawn anytime now. Wi-Fi or RF interference, router buffer bloat. Yeah. No, Geekazu, that was him. That video was him. He was driving the Ferrari, and somebody explained it scientifically. What happened was it was a sunny day. He came out of the tunnel so fast that his eyes didn't have time to adjust to the brightness of the sun as he came out of the tunnel, and he couldn't see anything for about 2 seconds. And so he just continued on and plowed into the side of the cliff. I could switch to the other Wi-Fi channel, but I just don't know that it's going to make a difference, to be honest. But I'll try that before the next stream. I found that the channel that I was on was actually having better reliability as far as like internet signal. But dude, I'm not going to lie. My internet in this house has been shit. Same router as before in the apartment. Same internet company as before in the apartment. But because I'm not plugged into the router, and because the house is bigger and the router's on the other side of the house, I've got so many different variables as what I had before. But yeah, that video was him. It was crazy. It says here also, even a cursory glance at Highguard on search engine trend platforms reveals nobody is curious about the title. Buffer health is in the green at the moment. Well, hey, that's something. The official channel uploaded the game's inaugural trailer on December 12th and has garnered 90,000 views at the time of writing. It has an overwhelmingly negative like-dislike ratio. This is all stuff we know, right? Here's the fun part, though. Oh yeah, no worries, Patriot. Yeah, with a neat beard. Neat. Nice way of saying no beard. As long as we can hear you. I thought y'all liked me for eye candy. Damn. Apparently I'm not as I'm not all that. Here's the funny thing, guys. It says the game's fan-created subreddit has 113 members. That's it. And on there, most of the posts concern questions about the lack of updates from the developers. One user wrote, either the devs are stupid or this game is getting delayed. You're not a thought. Fair enough. I can live with that. It might boil down to the backlash being more emotional than anything else, as many have written the game off without it seeing raw gameplay and without trying it for a single second. Perception is reality in gaming, but the community is firmly unconvinced, and that might drive prospective users away without giving this free-to-play shooter even a first glance. Look, gaming is very much like the culinary world. If you think about, like, you go to a nice restaurant, you go to even like a regular restaurant, you go somewhere and sit down to eat your meal. If it looks like shit, you're not gonna want to put it in your mouth. Okay. Even at free-to-play, it'll flop. Yeah, at free-to-play, it will flop harder because at free-to-play, they're not making any money other than microtransactions. Cage, it's going to be worse. A free-to-play game flopping that they have spent hundreds of millions of dollars and years developing is going to be worse than if it was a $60 game and they only sold 500,000 copies. Think about that. The significance of a free-to-play game flopping is mind-blowing. The amount of money that they're losing out on. It's nuts. And Patriot, you have a good night, buddy. It says, unless Wildlight Entertainment pulls off a rapid and aggressive marketing campaign to compel users to invest, the narrative of Highguard being dead on arrival might be a prophetic one. Let's just hope they didn't spend too much on the Game Awards ad spots. Dude, can we be honest for a second? This isn't about race or sexuality or gender or whatnot. When you go and look at Highguard's characters, the chick with the sword is kind of hot. I mean, she's cool looking. But when you go look at, like, let me find. This guy right here. Like this dude, okay? Who wants to play this guy? We have seen something that looks like this rehashed time and time and time and time again, right? Encoder on Streamlabs end. Packets get queued up on the router to get sent to that. The connection gets interference. That causes the buffer to go over. Okay. Encoder on. All right. Well, that's something I'll have to look at later on. I don't look at you for eye candy. I don't play for that team. I'm like Shanker, Vaush. I like Turtle. All right. Hey, we were all into something. Captain Minority. Massive amount of packets getting sent every time the internet's disrupted. It's super generic. Looks like the first game made by AI, and some worked on this shit for 4 years. I'd love to see what they did after Concord died. Can't wait for $120 microtransactions. Yeah, no. I mean, for real, it's going to be insane. Why does the left like to give these characters the same hairstyle? Well, it's funny you say the left, Lucia. It's funny you say the left. Because for a lot of people, they would look at this game and say, what makes you think that this is left-wing ideology? What makes you think that this game is inherently left-wing? Why do you see this and think left-wing, right? Free-to-play wants to make skin for money for sure. Meanwhile, characters look the most generic, uninteresting thing. Incredible. It looks they as fuck. Yeah. Yeah, no. 100%. Yeah. Downside of all your subs being nerds, we're all going to be your IT support. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, dude. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm cool with that. Oh my god, the Killmonger hairstyle. This character is 100%. Oh my, guys, I had one brought up that I didn't bother showing on stream. Apparently, Michael B. Jordan, who I'm sorry to anybody who loved him in Sinners or Creed, Michael B. Jordan is a shitty actor. He's not that great of an actor. He apparently, after playing Killmonger, needed therapy for reasons, because apparently Killmonger, one of the best villains in the MCU with one of the worst actors of all time, needed therapy. I know it's probably an unpopular take. A lot of people are probably going to rake me over the coals for that one. I don't care. Killmonger, I don't care if he was an interesting villain. The actor who played him was terrible in the movie and just annoying as hell. But corporate PR marketing teams, well, corporate PR marketing teams and lefties kind of go hand in hand. They overlap. So the reason I bring that up, not even one of the tabs that I have pulled up here on stream. However, one thing that I've had in bookmarks for a long time, okay? And now that you guys can see it, if I can get Brave Browser to respond here.
Today we're serving a serious
No. We already watched that. We already watched that. He is DEI man, yeah. Let me scroll down real quick. I've gotten rid of most of my bookmarks, so it's easier to find the one I'm looking for. This was a fun one that I discovered, okay? This chick is the community manager for Highguard, okay? You will not be surprised at all that this person is their community manager. Let me pull her up here. I found all this stuff BS, just like Heath Ledger as Joker. If you're that able to become a role to the point you get messed up, you're not a talented actor, you have mental problems. Not a good actor, but he's a good dude. That's fair, Geek. He could be a good dude. I think he's a shit actor. I think he's terrible. Hope it stays that way. Well, Susanna, we don't have too much more to go, so it's all good. Appreciate you looking out, though, buddy. Unpopular opinion, I found all this stuff BS. Yeah, exactly. Mostly therapy for playing a role as an actor. Well, Smeg, I can understand if it was a truly psychologically traumatizing role. Like, let's say you're playing a cannibal in a movie and you have to actually ingest things that look like human meat for the role. That might screw with your brain, okay? But in general, yes, I think that does tend to be a little extreme. All right, okay. So here you go. This person here, Alex Frostwolf, is the community manager, social and community lead for Play Highguard, Play Overwatch, Play Apex, and a Blizzard alum. Purveyor of positivity. That's great. That's awesome that she's always positive. Very, very, very good for her, right? So, that being said, pretty quick search through her Twitter post history, not even that far back. She put on this post on August 26th that says, dang, my first 3 months as the Wild Light Entertainment have zoomed by, talking about the community manager's job. As part of some work I'm doing, a question keeps coming to mind that I'm curious about. What do you think makes a gaming community toxic? Is it inherent to certain game types? Does it happen over time, and why? This guy, Jay Antonio, says, we have to remember that gamers as a demographic are very conservative. Although there have been strides in representation, topics, and diversity from both dev and player standpoints, there is still a large white cis hetero male chunk who make up the gaming environment. She responds and says, I'd love to hear more about why you think gamers as a demographic are conservative. Is this coming from personal observations or data? Recent data shows that we're getting close to an even split between male and female gamers globally, with female gamers accounting for 45% in the US. The community manager for Highguard honestly believes these studies that says half of gamers are women when they count things like cozy games, mobile games, anything that counts as a game, right? He's trying to get laid. No, this is a chick. This chick, she looks like a female. I have no doubt that this is probably 90% sure a woman. The rack looks natural, arms look feminine. So, no doubt there. But then there's another one. This is a fun one from 2022. Hey gamers, a gentle reminder. When a woman says gentle reminder and she's talking to men, it's never a gentle reminder, right? When playing with women, just like anyone else, if they don't ask for your advice or help on how to play, you don't need to give it. We got it. Promise. Okay, love you. Bye. This woman is the community manager for multiple games that require teamwork, communication, strategy, and sometimes aggressive reproach for when you screw up and you need your teammate to call you out for something you did wrong. And here she is telling people, you don't need to tell us what to do. We've already got it. That's a dude? Are you sure? Did you look her up? This sounds like woman. This is woman speak here, okay? This one gal here, I accidentally did this a few times, then realized my teammates aren't looking for a coach. And then she's like, that's exactly it. Yeah. I have a word I've been looking for this week and forgot it when someone talks to you in a demeaning way. Dude, it's just pure bullshit, woman, like girl-powered, rah-rah crap. I don't need a man to correct me. Okay. Why are the top esports, and I don't even watch esports, I hate esports. Why are all the top esports athletes male? Can you explain that to me? Like, if there's something wrong with toxicity, if there's something wrong with teamwork and trash talk and, needing to communicate and strategize and calling people out, why are all the top esports gamers, like, male? I asked Alex Frostwolf is a man. He's the Respawn Entertainment community. What? Not saying Republicans don't add to taxes. I'm saying Democrats do and are perceived as adding more taxes. Yeah, no, I think it comes from a certain amount of hating. Well, we've known this for years, though. Gamers as a whole, and gamers didn't used to be explicitly right-wing. I remember growing up, gamers in general, either game developers or gamers, could be a mixture of left, middle, right, non-political, whatever. I always assumed most gamers or people who enjoyed video games were actually left-wing, growing up as somebody who was right-wing. So I always assumed gamers were on the left side of things. So that being said, society, young men have shifted right, and as such, a male-dominated hobby has shifted right because that's the predominant group of people with that hobby. It makes perfect sense, right? It's a dude, not a girl. Look it up. I don't think I want to. Yeah, I had posts brought up to talk about the Remedy community manager, but I didn't. We don't have enough time tonight. I have to hit the hay soon here, so this stuff's largely rejected in most of Asia. Exactly. Because Candy Crush isn't an esport category. Exactly. Never gave a shit. I played games and was the same for people who I knew liked games, just about the games. Yeah, none of us cared. I mean, I can recall going to people's houses who I didn't know, some that I knew well, some that I barely knew at all, some that I had just met that night, playing video games, bringing a TV, bringing an Xbox, bringing a Nintendo, hook stuff up. Never once did politics come up from the time I was 13 to the time I was in my 20s playing games with other people. It wasn't one of those things that even needed to be brought up, you know? Well, I try to keep my kids in a state where they know more or less what's going on in the world and why things are the way they are without being political. Unfortunately, politics trickle into that, so... Tired of guys dressed as girls telling us what women want. Dude, the best one is the one that writes for over at, is it Kotaku or PC Gamer that has the dude that always talks about how as a female himself or as a woman himself. I think it's got to be, I think it's still somebody at Kotaku. All right, I got to look this up now. Alex Frostwolf. Let's see. Oh, and would you guys be surprised that Alex Frostwolf is besties with one of the gals from, I think she works over at Kind of Funny. She's this Asian twit, really annoying. Complete, like, awful, awful, awful chick. Yo! I think that's a dude. Oh, man. Yo, we'll have to get to the bottom of this a different stream. I think that's a dude. PC gamer Stacy Headley. Yes, I think that's who I'm thinking of, is Headley. Intel trying to score Putin by emotionally blackmailing. Oh man. I don't know, guys. I can't even tell anymore. Like, if I had to go like one way or the other, I'd be afraid like which way to lean. Maybe you searched the wrong one. I don't know. I think this is the same one. Yeah, this is the same one. Oh boy. That's a dude. I mean, the face in this image looks very much like a man. Again, here's the thing. Even if this is a woman, even if it's a biological female, right? Do the right search, it's public info. Even if this was a woman or man biologically, it doesn't matter, because the level of catfishing going on in this photo, okay, compared to the one that I just showed you, is unreal, off the charts. Off the charts. That's all you got from your info lookup? Yeah, we're cooked. Yep. That's crazy. Oh my God. Guys, it's over. It's so over. Hey, somebody should go check out the Twitch streams and tell me if she or he has a manly voice or not. Oh my God. All right. Hey guys, I'm going to hit the hay. It's almost midnight here, and I'm supposed to be at work tomorrow going over like important work stuff, and I'm going to have no patience for it. I'm going to snap. So times like this, no longer having date, man, I didn't have to deal with this crap. Dude, I'm very happy that I would never have this problem ever again. Yeah, filter porn, exactly. It's always a fetish, too. It's always a freaking fetish, man. It's always like trying to project what they think a woman is, and then it's always like some like sluttier version of the way women actually are, you know? It's gross. All right, guys. Have a good one. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. Appreciate the memberships, the super chats and everything, and all the help, the info. I'm going to try to get the stream cleaned up a little bit before the next time. I'll take a look at the encoder settings and stuff. Hey, the tatas, if you look at the rack, the way it kind of hangs down, you can't blame me. Like, if we're just looking at the rack, it looks female. All right. What's so special to becoming a woman? The older you get, a lot less, let me tell you that. If anyone knows titties, it's not me. Hey now. Hey now. You don't want to look at his rack? I'm just saying. If you just look at the rack and you don't look too closely at like the chin, whether there's an Adam's apple or not, it's going to be hard to tell, dude. Usually furry weirdo dude, Frostwolf. Ah, you know, that's actually a pretty good telltale sign. Hey, the thing is, guys, I'm not worried about it because I'm not going to be hooking up with this person. I'm not dating, so I don't have the problem. Like, I can legitimately be like, is that a guy or a girl? I don't know. I used to work out at the gym all the time where I'd see naked dudes in the gym nonstop in like the locker room. Couldn't care less. I'm just in there doing my thing, get a shower, get out. You know, don't even know if that's a real picture or not. I mean, it's a picture of the person. There's no question there. It's some form of picture of the person because the tattoos match. I just... Prison tattoo on the elbow? Well, I mean, This is the kind of sleeve a woman would get. I've known a lot of women who get sleeves like this. But there's a lot of concerning things elsewhere going on, yeah. Bet she has a really gorgeous Damn, Patriot went to bed. You could have told him to check it out. And deep voice, hey Grok, make me look like a chick. Exactly. Hands, legs never lie. Yeah, we will try to work on the internet, don't worry. Like I said, I don't know what it's going to cost. I'm going to have to hire an electrician, and this isn't even my house. And the owners aren't going to do shit. The owners won't even help me pay to redo the yard to get all the moss out of the yard. They're not going to do shit as far as like paying to run cable through the house. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. All right, guys. I'm going to hit the hay. Take it easy. Let me see if anybody's online. We can quickly raid their stream and then get the hell out of here. Let me see. Let's hit up Mr. Hardcore Mode. He is playing Mass Effect. Ooh, that's loud. All right. Let me get to the studio. Yeah, you guys have a good night too. I appreciate it. Man, it is crazy. I don't know if my live streams are more controversial than anybody else's. I can't imagine that's a thing, but holy shit, every time I live stream, guys, I lose more subscribers. I think that's a YouTube thing, to be honest, and that's not me trying to deflect from sucking at what I do. I legitimately, every time I do a live stream, lose at least 2 or 3 more subs. So I don't know what I did to piss off YouTube, but holy crap, man. That's, it's something. Like I said, this whole algorithm thing is really funny. At one point, I cared greatly about this. Now I'm just kind of like sitting back here looking at this in amazement. I'm like, how did this get to this point? This is weird, man. It's morning here. Well, it's technically midnight here, so it's getting to be morning. But you guys have a good one. I've got it set up to redirect to Mr. Hardcore Mode. I'm going to drop over to his stream and say hi real quick before I go to bed. So you guys have a good one. Use waveform dot, to test it. Might help. I'll take a look. Waveform dot. Okay. I'll check that out before I go to bed. All right, guys. Take it easy. I will catch you probably Wednesday or Friday.